rolling.
Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 174 of the Jiu Jitsu Dummies Podcast. We are brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business on or offline. It's website design, SEO. We're even doing like AI SEO now. Google ads, graphic design, printing. We can absolutely help. Check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram or our website, bbdigitalmarketing.com. You can request a free review of your online presence today. We are also brought to you by Academy Safe. I'm not going to go too far into an Academy Safe shout out because we're probably going to be talking about it a little bit today. But it is a nonprofit whose mission is to help clean up the martial arts by advocating for background checks, U.S. Center for Safe Sport certifications, concussion training, and a list of other things that we'll talk about as we get into the show. We want to give a shout out to our friends over at Flow and Roll. I never wear pink. I didn't wear pink because there were ladies on the show. This is completely coincidental. It's a brand new shirt that I got last time I saw him, and I figured today I would wear it. There we go. Keeping your gear clean. It'll say something like that on the back. Okay. Yeah, there's a funny saying for the stinkies that don't wash their belt and their gi. It's on the back. But Flow and Roll, hands down, the best custom gi and no gi gear in the business. You can visit them at Flow and Roll. It's actually flow_n_roll. You can check out the custom designs that they create for academies and competitors across the country. So like your guys, if you ever have one of your guys that are fighting, they have sponsors. They just need their shorts and if they're wearing a gi top or whatever, if they just need the sponsor logos put on, reach out to Flow and Roll. Awesome. He'll just do the one-off for you. It's awesome. He's really cool. You can order directly from the site. So it's flowandroll.com. You get 20% off online orders with code JJD. And I guess this would be a good time to give you guys some Flow and Roll stuff.
Oh, nice.
So I think that you guys can figure out who should have what.
He's going to get the small.
Okay, so there's one small. So again, Flow and Roll. Always some cool designs on the back, right? That's the small. And then I'll let you ladies choose from these. These are, I believe, all three of these are medium. I'll let you look at that one. I'll hold another one.
Which one do you want, Cathy?
Whichever.
I'm good with whatever.
Like,
I take the
Flow and Roll?
Yeah.
Can we get a shot of this, Daniel? All right, so cool Flow and Roll. Always a cool design on the back. Front, left, chest. You guys can check those out.
Thank you.
If somebody doesn't want the t-shirt, I have a medium long sleeve rash guard from Leheal Optics, our sunglass sponsor. I know Ben has the sunglasses. He's just waiting to take them out later, right? So our sunglass sponsor also has one of these. So if you don't want a t-shirt, I'll give you one of these. All right. So again, thank you to Flow and Roll. My name is Milton Campus. I'm a black belt training out of Coral Springs BJJ in Coral Springs, Florida. We got Daniel behind the camera. No, you got to give us a woohoo or something. Come on.
Let's get this show going. It's going to be a great show.
You got to say woohoo. We got Ben on co-hosting duties.
Hi.
Don't forget to like, comment, save, share, click the subscribe button. We appreciate all the support. Ben, what are you going to shout out today? Well, yeah, you're going to an event, but this comes out after the event.
It does. And I'm sure tonight's event at Dirty Boxing at the Miami Regatta was lovely. But most important, I also am a black belt. 3rd degree, training out of American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens in beautiful.
Owner of
owner
ATT
and
Palm Beach
coach.
Gardens.
It is true. It is true. If you're in North Palm Beach and you're looking to train in mixed martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, come out. We have what I consider the best academy in the area.
This is
my cutman team. So I'm a professional cutman. I'm one of the top in the country, if not the world. And we just got a contract tonight with Mike Perry's show, Dirty Boxing.
Okay.
So we will be caged.
Are my tickets at the will call or? Where am I?
No. I'm an employee.
Oh, okay. I figured maybe you had some extra tickets for me. Okay.
Not yet.
All right. That's cool.
One day.
And so you have Cutman Pro.
Yes.
And then you also are the CEO, owner of
FightTape.us. Yes.
FightTape.us. You can check it out at FightTape.us on Instagram. Right?
Instagram.
The website is .us and the Instagram is .us.
Everything's .us. And finally, our Instagram store is up. You don't have to leave the platform. You can buy everything right there on the gram as they like.
Gauze and tape in the business.
Without a doubt, the best gauze and tape. Also, the most friendly to your pockets. Ignore the big brands. They are gouging you on prices as always. Get higher quality products at better prices. FightTape.us.
Very cool. All right, ladies. I'm going to go around the room. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves. So name, rank. You can tell us where you're training out of. And we'll start there. So name, rank, and where do you train?
Hi, my name is Monique. I train out of Ohana Jiu-Jitsu Academy. I actually just got my 2nd stripe on my black belt on Monday.
Golf clap, golf clap. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you got, are we talking about the move? Can we?
Yes.
This
So
comes out next Wednesday by next Wednesday.
Yes. So for the last 2 years, we've been partnering with a CrossFit gym. Shout out to Feel Fitness. Officially, we got our own spot, and we'll be relocating next week.
Oh, it is next week. I got to get a bigger clap for that one. That's awesome. And we got this guy over here. All right. Krystle?
Hi, my name is Krystle, Krystle Davis. I train out of Spartan Martial Arts.
Into the mic.
Spartan Martial Arts and Fitness. My husband and I own the school. My husband, Navar, everybody knows him as Coach D or Professor D.
Okay.
I'm a purple belt. I just got it a few months ago.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So I told the story. We'll give Cathy a chance in a second, but funny story is that like the small world.
Mm-hmm.
So my barber has been cutting her son's hair for years.
Small world.
Yeah.
So my barber, like any opportunity to talk about jiu-jitsu, he's going to talk about jiu-jitsu.
So he does.
He didn't even know that he trained the son. She didn't know this. So he's been cutting his hair for years. Never had a conversation with him about jiu-jitsu or anything martial arts related ever. I walk in, he's like, hey, what's up? We start talking about jiu-jitsu and her son's like, oh, I train jiu-jitsu. So like small world. On top of that, one of their coaches at my gym. So Carlos Espino,
Yes.
he coaches, is he former owner? I don't know. Former owner. He also comes now. He comes on usually like Mondays and Wednesdays. He trains in my school. So I meet him. He mentions them. Then I meet them at your event.
Oh,
I talked to her husband the whole time at your event, the women's event that you did. So again, small world. But the son and getting their haircut at the same place with the same guy for years is just always so weird. And
Small world.
Yeah, super small world. Cathy, welcome. Name, rank, and serial number.
My social security.
Yeah.
My name.
But hold on, let me write that down.
My name is Cathy Jones. I'm a black belt 2 stripes. I started training under Professor Buyu, Carson Gracie in Miami. And for the past 2 years, I've been training under Professor Alexandra Ciccone and Gabi Ciccone in Cypress, Texas, which is Houston.
Is it is it an affiliate school of, because it's Ghost Squad? Is that that's the affiliation?
For Carson Gracie in Miami.
Carson Gracie, yeah. Okay.
So we're Carson Gracie in Miami, home of the Ghost Squad team.
Okay.
That's what it is. And then Ciccone Jiu-Jitsu is separate from
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's under Ciccone Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. And I mentioned to you, I had Buyu on. I think we were in Miami when he came on. I'm almost positive it was Miami.
Most probably.
He's in Colorado now, right?
Yes, he is.
He moved to
Castle
Colorado.
Castle Rock, Colorado.
Okay. Very cool. How long you been training?
I've been training since 2009.
2009.
Well, I've been training. I started 15 years ago and
Okay.
took off a little bit. Had
A
kids.
little bit.
Yeah. Had kids, and I kind of focused more on raising our kids. I homeschooled them and everything.
Okay.
And so consistently, maybe about 2 years.
So was it like a homeschool situation because of the martial arts? Because I know like now there's a lot more kids that
There's a lot.
are essentially like professional jiu-jitsu practitioners at a very young age, and they get homeschooled so that they could be on the mat. Was it for that reason or no?
No. It was just specifically because we wanted to do it for them.
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing.
You were nodding your head. Why?
I want to do the same thing. I own a martial arts school. It gives you times of day free that normal people don't have.
Sure.
And I'm the child of educators. My mom's a teacher and such. And just
wouldn't know.
Huh? Excuse me. But like just things I noticed moving from New England down to Florida, the school system here, how it's structured. Like I kind of looked at it like this. Teachers down here are making 27 to 30 grand a year. Do you want someone who's accepting 27 to 30 grand a year, shaping the mind of your child? No, the teacher of my child should be making like 150, 200 grand a year.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? They should be someone who demands value.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, which is why I want to do it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on Long Island, my school district. It's not because it was a rich area by any means. My school district was the highest paid school district in the country for like 20 years. Mm-hmm. And the teachers were no different than like the teachers that I meet here. They still feel like they're underpaid, even though they were making really good salaries. But
What about the cost of living though? Because that kind of
I mean, Long Island, not so
1963.
bad. Not so bad. The first time I heard you say New England, where were you from originally?
Connecticut.
Connecticut. Okay. There's nothing really cool comes out of Connecticut except for you now.
Apparently Connecticut is just full of psychos.
What's
according to
Connecticut,
Joe Rogan.
right? Connecticut, they all are in Connecticut so that they're closer to New York City.
Yeah. I was 45 minutes from White Plains Airport.
Okay.
Very small suburb, like 2,500 people.
So where are you guys from originally? Kathy, where are you from originally?
I was born in Colombia,
Okay.
and I moved to Miami in 1990.
Okay.
And then to answer the question, I've been training since 2010,
Okay.
consistently.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And are you originally, you're Floridian?
Born and raised in Florida.
Born and raised?
My whole
Oh,
family is.
you're the
Dominican,
unicorn.
But yeah,
We don't meet too many people like that are from Florida.
another unicorn.
Were you born and raised
I
here?
was born in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's rare, right?
When I first got here, everybody, I mean, I moved with friends. So we moved like roommates and friends and people that work together. We moved to work for a company down here. So it was like, hey, we're all from New York. And then we meet everybody, it's like Jersey and Pennsylvania and Long Island, New York. It's like when we would meet somebody that was from here, we were like, oh my God, what's it like growing up here? Because we fell in love with it. I started in Delray and slowly moved down. We had like an apartment given to us in Delray, so then we slowly moved down. But it was just like culture. It was like so different. It was so beautiful. Like everything. Like wow, look at the lawn and the median of the highway. Like it's like look, it's so green. Like it was not like that on Long Island.
The grass
so it's so
here is
beautiful.
terrible.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you are, but like when I in Delray, like where I was in Delray, it was just like this. Like, is this for real? Like everything was so manicured and perfect. And I came from Long Island, where it was just
Yeah, if
like
you're coming from, like,
nice house, nice house, nice house. This guy doesn't take care of his house at all. Like green grass, brown grass, dirt.
Yeah.
So it was very strange. But okay, so let's talk a little bit about. You guys know what I'm doing with Academy Safe. I'd love to get your kind of take on Academy Safe. So. I'm not going to go through my whole story, but I was part of a team that got in trouble for some stuff many, many years ago. The affiliation got in trouble for stuff years ago. My coach leaves the affiliation, then he winds up doing some bad things himself. And I said, enough is enough. I feel like we can kind of weed out some of the creepers if we're doing at least the minimum of doing background checks on people.
Absolutely.
It's a start. I say this. I know, like we know this is going to happen. We're very public about this statement. Getting a background check is not going to stop some creeper from doing something stupid in an academy. That's not what we're about. We're about checking that box for a student, a parent trying to find an academy. Okay, they do background checks. Okay, everyone's has first aid certification. That's awesome. Oh, you have an AED. I'm a heart attack survivor. My gym did not have an AED when I had my heart attack. They got it after. So look, people need to think about that stuff. You guys are friendly with, what do they call him, Pompano Joe?
Yes.
I know him by Zizinho.
Zizinho.
Yeah, I know. Does he still, he's like, they call him Pompano Joe there, I guess, but Zizinho,
Shane.
Shane, he's a laboral black belt. The week before they were doing their CPR certifications, and I swear to God, I'm like, are they just promoting this? And they showed a guy legitimately came back from training and has a heart attack on the mat. Mm-hmm. And luckily Zizinho was there. And then, luckily they had, a first responder and somebody that knows CPR. And then, who's the coach there? Matt Walsh. Right. So he also helped with pressure points. They were telling me, he was telling me the story. So, I mean, it's about having a safe academy. It's about checking the boxes that most parents don't ever even ask. Like, you're a gym owner.
Yes.
What do people normally ask you when they first come in the gym? Like, they're not asking about background checks.
They're not.
What's the primary question that people want to walk away with an answer for? Like,
who are the coaches? What do they do? How much time do you spend? Especially
they ask that.
I was going to say,
really?
So
we're usually just like we hear
how much
is a class? Like, how much is it cost?
How much?
But go ahead.
But especially, so right now, we don't have an actual kids program. So that's part of the reason why we're going to branch off. So with my old gym, a lot of the parents, if it was, more than 20 kids and there's one coach, that would be the big concern. Is there more than one person here? So watch my kids and this and that, because you guys know how kids are. I've seen a few accidents when, people got a little bit overwhelmed and stuff and they weren't paying attention to little kids rolling and stuff. I've seen accidents happen.
I had a kid in my first gym I would help coach. I was a white belt. We did stand up as well. and he tried to, like, I was sparring with this little kid, and he throws a punch and just totally misses me, and he runs his head into the wall. And I'm like, what do I do? Totally, I'm unequipped to handle this situation. I'm in my 40s at the time, but I'm not like, what do I do if this kid's actually hurt? You know, like, what if he passes out? You know, so I just did like the fatherly thing in my mind is just like, all right, make him think that this is funny so he doesn't start crying.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow. Immediately we named him Headbanger. And he ate it up. He was just like, now he has a nickname. Now, you know, everybody gets like a nickname on the mat. But I was I had no tools to deal with anything. I also had like a little boy, like he had to go to the bathroom. He goes to the bathroom and doesn't come out for like 10 minutes. He couldn't get his gi pants off, so he peed on himself. So now I'm a white belt by myself. I had opened the gym for my coach. I have no skills in like, I was a parent of a girl and I'm like, oh my God, I got to like undress this boy.
Right.
What if somebody walks in? How does this
It's
look?
the comfort level, like
I'm like mind blown. Luckily, my coach winds up showing up and he's just like, all right, he's got a boy. He's like, takes his pants up, wrapped him up in like a gi top or something. And like, then the dad came and he took him. I'm like, that kid is never coming back here. He's just like mortified.
Did he come back?
Yeah, he absolutely did. I think he was probably like 6. But like he couldn't get he couldn't untie his pants fast enough. And I was like, he just was standing in the bathroom when I went in there. But again, I was not equipped to deal with those situations with kids. I had no training on dealing with kids like that other than being a parent.
What are you supposed to do? You are not the parent. You don't take this kid's pants off. He has to just stew in his own guilt.
Unless he knows how to change his clothes.
He was also now there's
you got to handle that.
Now there's 2 adults there knowing what's going on. So if the parent shows up, it's not like we have his kid, you know, and I'm by myself. It's at least 2 adults. Hey, this is what happened. We know what happened. But luckily also the parent was really good friends with the coach. So it wasn't weird. It was just like, all right, you took care of my kid, you know? Yeah. But I was, you know, again, I have a daughter, change her diaper plenty of times, but to have, you know, somebody else's kid, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So not that Academy Safe is teaching people that, but just to talk about, like, we're not asking these questions like, how are you equipped to deal with my kid? What kind of training do you even have to deal with children? You know, like you said, your parents, or you come from, were both your parents educators?
No, my father was in culinary.
Like, I mean, just the sheer fact of having a class, like you learn and you have years of experience dealing with kids. I had none of that. So again, when people come in, most of the time, again, the consensus has usually been, and you said, you were like, when I said cost, they usually ask about cost. They're not asking really in-depth questions like, who the heck's on the mat with my kids? Do you guys hear about that LeClaire thing up in New York? 6 academies, the owner had been convicted of in the 90s.
Assault?
No.
Oh, no. Yeah, I said the word. No. We'll bleep it out.
He was convicted of what he was convicted of.
Yeah, I'll make sure Bo beeps it, but just so everybody knows what we're saying, like when we use explicit terms, we get blocked on the big G. So the father gets convicted. The son that he had with an underage girl winds up, you know, growing up and as a coach. He has like about, I think, 40 accusations against him of child molestation. And then there was just a random coach that has also been arrested in the same
school.
They have 6 gyms. So they were, you know, this is one owner of the gym, his son coaching at these different locations, and then a coach in one of the gyms. So that I actually got this week. I can even play it for you. I have a recording of a grandparent called us and said at the end of it, he's getting emotional and you can hear him start to sob. I believe it's his granddaughter goes to that school. They've moved. The owners moved to Florida and opened another gym. Oh, no. I believe they still have the gyms there. They said like they're going to protest out in front of the gym. And apparently I think his granddaughter, who is an adult now, will not communicate with her family because she's like taking the side of the coach. But that's his thing. His MO was he was dating underage girls. He's got 2 different girls. He got 2 different girls pregnant when he was younger. He got convicted of essentially, I guess it would have been rape at that time. And now his son, another coach. So their name is ruined where they are, but I think they changed the name of the schools and they've continued on. You could see there's a 1 hour video of the LeClaire on McDojo of this, of like the story leading up to this. Rob from McDojo even interviews like one or both of the women, it interviews women that were involved at that time. And I believe he's going to do another story now that he's down here, but he's like, I think in like somewhere like in Central Florida. And he's just, well, let me just go down to Florida and open another gym. But little does he, like, Rob from McDojo is in Florida. Academy Safe is in Florida. Like, we're not just going to let this happen, or we're at least not going to be shouting from the rooftops. Cathy, you had something
No,
to add?
I was just going to ask if the grandfather felt emotional because he feels like maybe his daughter was being groomed.
Well, I believe it's his granddaughter. So I only have the recording. I haven't spoken to him. So he called actually like from an unknown number. So I couldn't just call him back. And I don't think he left the number. I'll have to look. But like, I believe it's his granddaughter. And what it is that the granddaughter, I guess the family's trying to tell her, don't train there anymore. And she's going, no, he's a good guy. So she's not talking to the family. And she'll only talk through the coach to the family, to that owner. So that's like a group situation. So that's one of the big things. Like, I talked about at my gym, and look, I love my old training partners, but when you do this you did the U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification, right? You've already done that, right? Mm-hmm. Do you remember, like, when you go through that course, you find out, like, I never really thought about it. The parents are also groomed.
Yes, absolutely.
The parents are, like, when somebody's a creeper in a gym, they're not just the kid, they're the parents to believe that they could never possibly harm their child. So a lot of, like, my training partners were like, first of all, they were like, well, the situation in my gym was like he was hitting on the wives, girlfriends, ex-wives of his male students. So he's like having affairs with these women. So for the people where it didn't happen to them, it's just like, well, I'm staying. It didn't happen to me. I'm going to stay. He didn't do anything to me. Right. There was also some stuff that happened where like kids walked in on him doing things. So that's where I drew the line at that one. I'm like, ugh, I'm out of here. But I kind of found a lot of this stuff out over months, and then I was just like slowly like had one foot out the door. I'm like, oh, I gotta leave. But a lot of the parents are like, nah, he would never do that. So what? He had an affair. He's because a bad husband doesn't make him a bad person. But just think about the amount of trust. If I can't trust you around my wife, my girlfriend, or even, hey, my ex-wife or my ex-girlfriend, like, don't go, kind of bro code for us, right? Like, don't go after. You're married on top of it. She's a coach there. And then you go do this. So it very strange situation, but the parents were, I love my training partners, but you were into believing that, well, it didn't happen to me, so he would never do that to me.
You know what it is too? As a woman, if people are making these complaints and the first person you're looking to is the wife, and if the wife is staying with that person, they're like, oh, this is probably not true, because if it were true, she would leave. But so it kind of like sets that, like, okay, you know what? It's okay, or it didn't happen, because if it did happen, why would she still be with him?
Sure. So I know at that gym, I should say, when it was a birthday, then we went to watch a UFC on my birthday weekend, and a bunch of my training partners came out, and the women were telling me some of these stories that I didn't know.
Right.
And also, like, people gotten in touch with me, like, privately and be like, you didn't know about this? This has been happening since before you got there. And I trained there for 8 years. And I'm like, how is this all kept quiet? They're protecting the wife. So the women are like, well, we don't want to leave because then it hurts her. She's going to be out of a gym, out of a job. And I'm like, but also you're making it look safe for other women to come in, and then he has a wider pool of people to do this with, right? So
you're giving a message that it's okay.
Right. So I'm like, do you guys realize that? And, a lot of people have quietly left, but I like kicked up a lot of dust behind me because I had the podcast, because I was just pissed.
Right.
He actually did it he was hitting on one of my best friends on this planet, on his wife. Oh, and when I found that out, I was just like, oh, that's bad. But he didn't make a big deal about it. He was like, she was showing me the messages. She was showing me the conversations. They're like, we kept on having the conversations to see how far he would take it. And he, so the husband was seeing it, and he's just like, so that's why it didn't hurt as much. And he even came and trained. He trained with us, but had moved. So he went to train at another gym, but then would come in on like our open mats. So again, at the time, like, how bad could it be?
Right.
I mean, I gotta be. He's coming to train. He's not mad about it. Why should I be mad at it? So it gives you a reason to stay. But then after a while, it was just kind of like when it started happening.
He wasn't upset though, and he was able to train with
if you knew his personality, you'd be like, oh, he's like he's just a real funny person. He was just like she'd be showing me the conversation, it was almost like a little bit of a joke for them.
I think more too because they have trust with each other. Like, hey, look what this guy is doing. Oh yeah, let's play around with it, you know. But there's other people that are gonna be like, oh, let me see how far I can take this without my husband knowing about it.
Right.
You know what
the
I'm
fact
saying?
You showed it to him.
So. Yeah, you know, so that's got to be the trust with that. But the other people that are not showing the messages or bringing it up to their husband or to their boyfriend or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, you know.
So do you... I mean, I've seen it, but I'd love to hear your guys' take on it. I mean, because this is a male-dominant sport, jiu-jitsu specifically.
Definitely is.
I mean, I even know by just like the listenership, I mean, where guys talking about jiu-jitsu, it's just like 90% men, you know? But do you feel like, again, I see it in the gyms that I've been in, do you feel like men just think because it's a male-dominated sport, even when there's a woman there, they're still talking to each other like it's just a bunch of dudes around, right? It happens where there's like, you're smiling, so I'll let you answer first. You know, like they just think, oh, well, it's a boys' club anyway, so I can say this outrageous thing and they shouldn't. Why are they going to get pissed off? Or how they don't have a right to get mad. You know it's a male-dominated sport. You're coming in here, so you got to be part of our world. We don't have to adjust ourselves to your world.
I think it has to do with all respect and how you carry yourself. You know, you're going to a male-dominated sport, but if you place boundaries like, hey, I didn't really like this joke, you know, you can either stop at the joke or I'll remove myself from talking to this person. Yeah. You know, but there's times like, man, you kind of grow with these people and become like family. Yeah. And then suddenly you're joking all about the same thing. And then when you realize it's like, oh man, that was like a bad joke, but it was freaking hilarious.
You're laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Me personally, I've never been disrespected. Maybe I don't know if the way that I carry myself, you know, but, you know, like most of the people, all the guys from the gym are very cool that I don't feel disrespected. And also it comes from I always say the professor is the one that brings the vibe.
Sure.
You know, if there's respect at the gym, that's because the professor commands the respect. Yeah. You know, like I always say, a leader leads not by demand, by command. So the culture of the gym is what the professor provides. Sure. You know,
leading by example.
Exactly. So if the professor shows respect to the women at the gym, others will follow. And then you don't have to go and be like, man, you got to be careful with this dude over there because, you know, he's like giving hands at me or making me feel uncomfortable, you know. But thank God I've been in the gym training for 15 years. I never, in the contraries, there's times that I bring up the jokes. Yeah. You know, so it's like, that's why I was laughing about it.
Have any of you ever had a situation where like maybe a guy was like, okay, yeah, he's being inappropriate, but I'm going to like put it on him when we roll? And then give him that, like I've done that with like people who roll too hard. Oh, okay, we're doing this, and then you're like, okay, go ahead, let you tire yourself out, and then I'm gonna, you know, maybe sink in that choke a little bit deeper than I would have if you weren't being a jerk and run, you know.
Do you mean hang on to lockdown too long?
Yeah, give him a little extra second, you know, a couple of seconds. But go ahead.
I think for the first, for me personally, like I've been blessed with amazing partners, you know. Mm-hmm. Train with.
You hear that, Bruce?
Amazing training partners over, you know, the last 15 years or so. But then as a female black belt, you do get these dudes that they come in and I have a target on my back, not only because I'm a woman, but because I'm a black belt.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, she's, you know, just a girl, so I'm going to go in there and, you know, go like crazy, and you got to put them in their place. Yeah. You got to do the hard rolls, you know.
Krystle, at your gym, like, do you have a lot of females that train at your gym?
Oh, we have a few. Yeah. But a lot of our students and people who come to the gym, they have a level of respect for everybody. But you do have those who come in with maybe like an ego, and they have to kind of show and prove. So if they're rolling with me or any other woman, they feel like they have to really. They can't be beat by a woman. Yeah. You know, but in those situations, you kind of have to put them in their place a little bit. Yeah. And then you have people there too, which I'm blessed to have a good family of people there who some people you just don't even want to roll with. You have to let people deal with them and
They're called enforcers.
That was good. I was waiting to say it. The mat enforcer, right?
Have them to kind of contain them if they're wild, and they deal with that. So
yeah, there were a couple like my last gym. Aside from all the craziness, just like when somebody would come in and go a little too hard. When I first got there, I was one of the bigger guys, and then we got like then like big guys joined after that, like 6'4" and 250. But I was usually one of the bigger guys, so it was me and actually a female who we got our black belts at the same time. She was really tough, and it was just like we would get the eye from the coach, like especially if it was an open mat, like like. Come on, go over there and roll next. Yeah.
Time to humble them.
Yeah.
But you see who's the one that told you to go roll? It was the professor.
The coach. Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would also, every once in a while I'll get one of the, like, okay, not,
right.
Even to me, like, even whether it was rolling with a partner or rolling with somebody from outside of the gym. Because again, a lot of times I wouldn't know how old somebody was or really their experience. If it was a no-gi day and we weren't talking about.
And sometimes it's not done on purpose. Like, my 10% may not be your 10%. So, hey, bring it down a notch. Or,
Ben, do you have a mat enforcer besides yourself? Do you have somebody that's just like the guy or the girl?
We might have a guy.
Yeah. You have somebody that you give them like, hey, and you're doing stand-up and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I have a surprisingly like well-mannered room for like a fight gym.
Sure.
Welcome to a new age in wellness, healing, and recovery. Leheal Biogenix is at the forefront of new and natural methods of treatment. Friendly staff will take you through the process comfortably and help you optimize your body, heal injuries, and recover from physical stress and traumas. From red light therapy, laser treatment, to peptides, and much more. Check out Leheal.com. Be your best. Get Leheal. Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers right when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
Like, my guys manage themselves. Like, since we started getting with Academy Safe, anytime something's out of line, you hear, hey, is that Academy Safe?
Yeah.
And it's a goof.
I was going to ask that
But
too.
when it comes up, sometimes I've had somebody be like, that doesn't look very Academy Safe to me, does it? And you're like, no. It's like, okay. And then
that's one of the things in my gym now in Coral Springs, BJJ. It is absolutely a thing where it's been a joke, but then it's also been like, I don't know if that's Academy Safe when like a female-male situation. It's just like the way they're interacting. I'm pretty vocal when I see something like just like, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that. But like sometimes I don't think the adults realize like we have kids that stay from the kids classes they're like, and maybe anywhere from 12. We let our 12-year-old to 16. If you want to come do the adult class, you can come do the adult class. But then sometimes there's nothing bad going on at my gym, but I just see like the adults, I'm conscious of it. I'm older. I'm a black belt. I'm running Academy Safe. So this is on my mind. But a regular student, going in the corner and stripping down to his underwear to change his clothes, I'm like, Oh,
Academy
it's
safe.
like who's saying something about that, right? So it's
If
just
you're in
like
a
go to the
larger
bathroom,
gym
yeah.
with a proper locker room,
Yeah.
inexcusable. But when you're in like a smaller facility and maybe you just
Smaller.
got bathrooms or a
Yeah, yeah.
storage room, it's like it's just my shirt. I'm just gonna like I don't wear a shirt or a rash guard, guy. I'm just putting my jacket on anyway. Like I get it. I don't like it either.
I again, we
don't
are
wanna see
a
anyone's
smaller
underwear.
gym. We have the bathroom. Like I love my gym, but like again, not everybody's thinking
not
of it
thinking
the same,
about it.
especially when they're a student.
Yeah.
But the coaches, what's happened at our school as well is we're saying like, is that academy? Sometimes it's a joke, and sometimes we're just like, I don't
It makes you think, joke or not.
Yeah, and again, nothing like super inappropriate happening, but just like little things that are like, the word safe is going further than just those 8 things that we're asking people to do. It is like, hey, how are we interacting?
brings
What does
a
it
lot
look like to other
mind.
people?
Like, when you're doing the courses, the USA Safe Sport and stuff, like I had a bunch of like kind of whoa moments for how sometimes something so benign as like an adult is not so benign.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like the changing in front, like normally, like I come up in ATT headquarters, like half the dudes didn't use the locker room. They just got changed on the mat. Yeah. So it's not a big deal. I wrestled in high school. I trained through college. So I'm like, whatever.
It's the norm.
Right.
But when there's
but now we have teenagers in the room, boys and girls, younger 20-somethings. Like a 20-year-old girl walks in and she turns and sees, I don't know, a 45-year-old dad, and she sees like him in his underwear and he's just next to the chair.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, it looks odd.
Yeah.
No.
But sometimes don't you think it's kind of common sense? You know what I mean?
I just think people aren't thinking about it.
They're not. Especially if you've got kids, you're not. If you're in your adult class, you're not thinking about, oh, there's a kid that came from the kids class. It's kind of like the norm.
Or the fact that a 17-year-old boy looks like a 21-year-old boy. If you're in the adult, like somehow you're an adult. You're here.
I trained with a girl from at my old school. I was there for 8 years. She was in the kids class. She turned, I believe it was 12, and started doing the adults class. She was as tall as me at 12. If you saw both of her parents were super tall and just like big frames. She looked like a woman. If I didn't know her and anybody else that came in, they would look at her and be like, "Oh, that's an adult. She's at least like late teens." Mm-hmm. But you just don't know. So we do have to. If one of the things that I like hearing it from you and other people is that the conversations being had, because they're academy safe, whether sometimes it's a joke, but there's like the truth comes out when you joke kind of thing.
That's what kind of makes it more powerful. Like I can yell across my gym, "Hey, that's not academy safe," and everyone kind of gets the hint. Yeah, has a chuckle, but no one's like red faced.
But they're also like, "Well, this I should watch. I need to be more careful, and I need to be conscious of what I'm doing."
Mm-hmm. Makes you think either way.
By the way, just we had a meeting with so it's NBC Sports Engine runs the back end. Mm-hmm. Like they're the service provider for the things that we do. So like the safe sport, the background check, the concussion course, like everything is run through their system. We had a meeting with them the day before yesterday. And so we had a few questions about it. Just offering just the background check. So we've had academies that have been like, "Hey, I'm hiring. I don't want to put them through the system yet, but I need a background check company." So now we can do that. So I'm going to actually add that to the platform next week. We're waiting for just like the link and the package. Like they set up the packages for us. So once we do that, within probably by the time this comes out, if not within a few days, there'll be an additional package where it's just background check only. Again, for a lot of times we've had just a company call and said like, "Hey, I'm the coach might already be in the system, right? You have to get all of your coaches approved before you get the accreditation, right? So we're certifying the coach, but then the gym gets accredited. So when somebody is like, "Well, I'm hiring, but I want to do these background checks. I don't know who I'm going to hire, but I'm hiring one of these guys as a coach. Can put them through the system?" They can do that. They can pay for the background check. I think it's going to be $49 for just the background check, and then if they hire them and they become a member, then we'll just charge the difference. So we're not going to charge them for like a full membership. So you've already done the background check. We'll just charge you the difference. For a staff member, it's $75 a year. So we'll just charge them the difference. So now we can do that. And like it's evolved. Just me seeing it in the gym, just like being there and seeing what's going on. It's just like, oh, we should do that. One of the things that we like, just because coaches ask, like, I also have this certification. Can I list that on your site? Absolutely. It doesn't just have to be, all right, send me whatever you have. Every certificate, every discipline, outside certifications, anything that we can list and you can prove, let's do it. So it's the conversations being had. Again, I'm seeing it in my own gym. So it's, they were one of the first in Florida. So excited about that, but I'm glad that the conversations, is happening. But I'll toss it back to you guys as far as like, are there any stories that you've heard, whether it's like happened to you or not, like the nightmare story? We don't have to talk about gyms and say names, but we're not crazy and wrong with what we're doing. Right. Your eyes got a little watery, like I see something, your eyes changed.
So,
and
I heard a story that pretty big gym, pretty big name. So they basically hired a coach, and this coach was teaching the kids program. He had a wife. Wife was also pregnant. And he would basically go on these tournaments with these young girls, 17, 16 years old. He got one of them pregnant. She had an abortion, and the head coach actually tried to cover it up. Issued a whole statement and everything. It was all over Instagram, saying that he had no idea, this and that, blah, blah, blah. The girl she came out and said, you did know about it. You covered it up.
Sure.
So, but because this guy's a pretty big name, majority of people on Instagram, they're basically bashing this girl, tore her apart, and they basically took his side.
That part drives me nuts when it's like the person
Obviously,
making the accusation gets beat up so quickly.
Right. There are three sides to a story, but the coach that was accused of this, they actually deported him back to where he was born. I don't want to say like,
Brazil. Brazil. We know. No, I'm just kidding. I have no clue.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah. So the flag's kind of like that color. But and then 6 months later, another girl came forward.
Yeah.
And years ago, we knew this was actually on the news. It was actually on Channel 7 News. Then I can't say, I guess, the name of the academy, but when we were at ATT, we would basically cross-train on a Saturday, do barbecues, stuff like that, and the nicest guy ever. I rode with him all the time. Amazing. Like, his wife was amazing. And lo and behold, it came out that he was molesting a 12-year-old girl.
Wow.
And we found out because we turned on, like, the news, and we're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Not him.
Yeah.
And it was such like close quarters, like.
Yeah.
And he had 3 kids that trained, 3 boys.
So it's one of the things I've learned is that this is not, obviously, I think we all know this, but hearing somebody say it to you, this is not unique to our sport.
Unfortunately.
This is happening in everywhere. It just so happens, though, that we have a voice in this world, so we're trying to do something about it. When I spoke to Sports Engine, there's an organization that's using this platform to vet the churches. Like, we all know what's happened within the church, especially in the Catholic community, but I mean, it happens everywhere. It's like there's somebody doing it for that. There's an organization that does this for tennis, but they're used, like, so we're going further. They're doing the safe sport, the background check, and the concussion course, if it makes sense. But ATA does background checks, but we're taking it further with the concussion, AED certificate. Make sure you have an AED on premises.
I don't think it would be as concussion aware in tennis. As
you can add, or you could just do background checks. You could turn on or turn off whatever you want. But we do we take it further with the AED on premises, the CPR certification, CPR first aid, AED. Great, you have an AED. Do you know how to use it? Yeah. Business insurance, lineage check, security cameras on premises. It's basically like 8 line items. So we took it a little bit further. And again, we believe these are the minimum, everything on that list with the exception of the lineage check and maybe the concussion course. Cause for jiu-jitsu, there's nobody that can argue this is the minimum that you should be doing. And as a matter of fact, in a lot of areas, like, you're supposed to be doing this.
You know,
you're
having
dealing with
insurance seems like a scam.
I got a lot to say about that.
I mean, it is, but it's also not. I don't want to pay those medical bills. That's what insurance is.
Do you know that we've been, and when we're vetting, like we have an onboarding, a person that does the onboarding, and there are gyms that are just operating without insurance, and they're getting certified with us, and then they're like, oh, let me get with my guy. I got to get my, like, they clearly don't have insurance. They're operating without insurance. Now, you're a business owner. You understand the risk that's involved there, but also, like, what happens if there is a major injury and your student, like, no, dude, they want to get the money from the insurance company.
Slip and fall.
Yeah, something really silly, or
you're SOL, man. You got nothing.
We know that $40 million lawsuit that happened right now. That was like, that guy sued the insurance company. That insurance company didn't want to pay out from their policy, so they were like, well, no, we're not paying out. You can sue us, and they wound up losing. And so the guy won, right? The one where the Gracies were.
Yeah.
The Gracies were on either side of, like, there was both witnesses, both what do you call it, professional expert witnesses were both Gracies, like Henner, and then I forget who the other one. We interviewed both of them. Well, we interviewed the other Gracie for the defense.
Was it the ones who sell belts?
No. Clark Gracie. Okay. Clark Gracie was the professional witness for the prosecution, and then Henner was for the other side. So Henner's side wins, right? But believe it or not, I don't know that I'm not going to say the association name, but we had a conversation with an association that was basically has not moved forward because of the insurance part of what we're doing. And the conversation was one of the people that was involved with the conversation in his state, like, the business insurance has gotten so out of hand that it was so expensive that it was cost prohibitive for them, in their minds, cost prohibitive to even have insurance. So I'm like, wait a minute, like, they wanted us to drop that for them, that requirement. And I'm like, do you kind of see that's like, first of all, that's the inmates running the asylum. So no, but it was also like, that's one of the most important things. Like, you're supposed to have it. Yeah. If you can't afford then you have
the law.
That's the thing is, like, again, if you go down that list, a lot of these require, like, doing a background check in a lot of areas in the United States is required. Mm-hmm. If you're dealing with children and aftercare, the problem is that jiu-jitsu isn't always, or martial arts is not always considered aftercare, because once they put them in a van, it's not school aftercare, right? So, but there are, like, we've had people be like, hey, I have to do a background check. They make me do it here. So it's usually by, like, locale, county, state, but there's no federal mandate, right? So they can, they can operate without the background check. But everything on that list of things that, like, this is just smart to do, or it's required to do. And believe it or not, the funny thing is, somebody told me to do like, you should have an insurance check. And I was just like, oh, all right. We added it. It was like the last thing we added. And then it turned, like, the first thing that comes up with everybody is like, okay, send us your insurance documentation.
So what happened was?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens, which is absolutely crazy. And then people are like, well, what do I need insurance for? Listen, I mentioned that for, like, do you know about that $49 million lawsuit? Understand something. They will sue you. They sue the insurance company. So that guy, that owner was like, he could still be open because it's not out of his pocket, but the insurance company had to pay out. So it's crazy that is one of the line items that has become the most. I thought it was going to be Lineage checks, because it's like, well, I got my belt from this one. I don't have a picture. I don't have a certificate. I don't have this. I don't have that. Only for, like, Sambo, people from, like, like Russia, like Dagestan, like, because they do a lot of Sambo, that there is no. They don't do certificates. They don't do promotions.
You know anybody that's opened up a gym and just bought their black belt?
Bought their black belt?
Like Amazon or something?
Locally?
I've heard. I don't know anybody, but I've heard the stories. I mean, because of McDojo, it's just like a thing where I like the ones where they self-promote. They've promoted themselves, which is crazy.
That we, as black belts, are allowed to self-promote our stripes, because so many black belts move out to their own facilities, their coaches, or wherever.
So that's the issue that we were having, actually.
So you can, like, on Belt Checker,
yeah,
they go self-promoted based on time is an option.
Really?
Yeah.
So because it's just time, I get it, but I wouldn't ever want to do it.
No.
I feel like it's, well, go ahead. Your example is what?
So, Bruce, he was due his stripe last year, and I was due mine in July. We branched out, opened up our own academy, and we had a hard time finding somebody that would basically put a stripe on our belt.
Okay.
Zazino offered to do it. Shout out to him, but I didn't think in 1,000 years that it would be this hard to get a stripe on my belt. So that was like I earned.
Is it also like
it might,
or you need to be a 3-stripe
I think
black belt
because I just
to
got
give
the
black
option.
belt stripes? Does anybody know?
It has to be one below you.
Black belt.
2 stripes for the black belt, I think.
Yes.
To
2
give
stripes
another black belt.
to give a black belt.
Okay.
Yes.
And then 3 to give a stripe. I don't know. This
For me,
is so like,
for us,
I
it
do
was
not
politics.
yeah.
Yeah. You know how it is.
But you know what? In those moments,
Yeah.
that's when, like, I'm a big believer. I say this all the time. I've said it this week. Believe people when they tell you who they are.
Absolutely.
And that's when you find out, like,
I've seen it, like,
really,
Hold on,
you-
hold on.
the
Who said
politics
it?
of that.
Who said that?
Who did you tell me?
DMX.
DMX said that.
Okay.
So I said, I heard that from Michelle Obama on a podcast. I said it on one of our podcasts, and he was just like, no, that was DMX. And then I think, you found the clip.
Yeah, I found the clip and I posted.
You played DMX saying that, loosely saying the same thing. But I kind of live by that. Like, I will know who you are by how you treat me, and vice versa. I'll catch myself being like, that's not the person I want to be. Let me not do that, or that's too harsh, or that's just stupid to say, right? So like I self-monitor. I'm not perfect, but I do say that to people when like they're going like, oh man, this guy. I'm like for me in business, it is like sometimes we have a client that wants to come on, and I'm like, I see all that bad reviews, and now we're going to help this person get found more, and like they're providing really bad service. I'll be like, let's turn this away. Let's tell them that we can, because I'm going to, if you're doing bad business and then I'm like, I feel like I'm pulling the wool over all of your your future customers. So I don't like to do it. So I tell my salespeople, like, just, believe them when they tell you who you are. And look, they're telling the world who they are by this, that. So I have somebody on my staff that's leaving a job because of that situation. They treat their employees poorly. They get bad reviews. They get mixed reviews, but a lot of bad reviews, and it's usually like the manager. It points at the manager, so it's the top down. Not the owner, but the manager. But yeah, definitely, I believe that people will tell you who they are by. I mean, I don't know how political. Why did it get political? That's the oddest thing. Do people not want you to open a gym in their backyard? Is that part of it?
Not necessarily backyard. Sometimes a lot of people or coaches, they want you to stay put. They want you to basically do the grunt work for the gym. And some of these coaches, especially, they're not very hands-on. And when they have students that are hands-on, it's like, okay, you could do the work. And I can sit back and I can chill. And it's like when you're like, okay, I want to branch out. It's like, oh, no, you got to stay here.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you're getting paid appropriately for the volume of work you're doing, cool. But if you're not, then no.
Well, for me, it's never been about money. It's about just like the love of my team, the love of the sport.
So it ends up working out better.
Right. It's not till I spoke to like one of my friends. Or like, are you getting paid? I'm like, no. And she's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm like,
this is my
This is my passion, and it's not. You're not thinking about it.
First of all,
you're leaving work early to go there for the kids. You're leaving work early to go teach.
We're not going to let him say anything. But I know Bruce is probably like, I got so much to say right here. I got so much to say about this right now.
I'm a nurse and I took a pay cut so I can work certain hours so I can
that
gym.
is insane.
So
that's nuts.
That is the way that I feel about Academy Safe. Like, my black belt is providing the service for free.
Right.
And I make sure that everything gets paid. And I'm like, let me write that check or let me send that money, because it's like, I'm passionate about it.
Right.
I'm passionate about jiu-jitsu, and I don't own a gym, but this is like, for me, it's like the next best thing to make gyms safer. So I have that same feeling. Like,
love it.
It's the thing that you don't like. That's not the money maker. That if it takes off, it will be.
Right.
My goal is to run that exclusively, and then my daughter take over the marketing company. But to do this and to do that, because this spreads the word as well. It's like, that's my dream, and it feels like it happens faster when you're just doing it from a place of wanting to do good, so
When you're passionate about something, you're not thinking about, okay, should I be getting paid? It's like,
Yeah.
You just
So
Which can also be a negative when you're running your own business
Right.
because you are so passionate about it that you're like, oh, it doesn't matter. Everyone should just do this. I should blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, I'm broke.
Yeah.
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 When it comes to own a business, like your own business, it's like you pay attention more. As far as like, okay, certain people like, oh yeah, can I train for free? No, you can't.
Yeah.
It's a business.
And
So-
you're wearing several hats.
How do you feel about that? We're going to talk about two things I want to talk about. What you just said and then belt promotions. But like what happens when somebody says, oh, come on, I'm friends. Can I train for free? Like
Friends and
what's-
family rate. Period.
Yeah.
Right.
Nothing. In
I do a friends and family rate.
Yeah.
I do friends and family rate with my marketing. It's-
Friends
There
and
is a
family
very-
rate, and also it's like if they're like, hey, like I need like a few months, that's a little different. If they're
Yeah.
asking like, hey, can I train forever for free? Absolutely not. But it's like, hey, like I'm in a hard spot, I lost my job, and then you got to kind of like, say, okay, let's see if we can work something out.
Yeah.
Right.
What were you going to say, Krystle?
That's the thing. We work with, people who are serious about it. But you do occasionally have those moments where you have people who are just kind of taking advantage of the situation. And so you got to deal with them accordingly.
Yeah.
But,
I've been at the first two gyms that I trained. I'm on my third gym, 12 years. I was always so proud of myself that I was like, oh, I've only been at two gyms. And my first gym, I didn't leave my first gym. It closed. So now I'm at my second gym. So third gym, and I pretty much believe like every gym I've been at has been like, if somebody couldn't afford it, they're just like, just come to class. I want you on the mat. Just don't worry. We'll worry about that later. Like, and again, the people that are legitimately like, sometimes there are people that are just like, well, let me see if I can get over. You find them out. And when he pulls up in his Corvette and, it's just like, oh, you bought a new car, but you can't pay the 100 and whatever or $200. So, usually the coaches that I've interacted with have always been like, just come in. I'm less worried about that. I'm worried about you training and being on the mat. And I think there's a selfish reason. There's a good reason in there, and sometimes it's a little bit of a selfish reason. The more people I have on the mat, when I have somebody come in, they're going to see lots of bodies, and they're going to want to join. So that's a good thing. That's just business. It's okay to think that, but then there's some times where it's just like
you feel like you're taking advantage of something.
Yeah.
But you have those people who are serious. They really want to train, and you can work with them. But you do have people who want to just get by. You know what I mean?
And then like social media tells the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you're
can't
on,
hide.
I'm like,
You can't
oh, wait, you're going here? You're going here? You're doing this?
I'm like, how many times like I've said something and like I had got a call this week, and the guy like I said something and he goes, yeah, I saw that on your social media. Like it was a little bit personal, and I was just like, man, the fucking world is watching. It's like it feels weird. But were you gonna add something?
No, I was just like, agreeing to, but fortunately, I don't own a gym. And but in my experience is like, how can I contribute? How they're helping me out? Like I cannot pay whatever financial situation I may be going, but I might kind of help with the kids class. I might not be good with kids, but it's going to be a learning experience for me as well.
Sure.
So like, am I going to help cleaning the mats after? Am I going to go and clean the bathrooms?
I refuse to clean the mats. No, I'm just kidding.
But you see, they're helping you, so you got to give back somewhere. I'm not going to go over there and be like, hey, can I train for free? And then like, class finished, I'm dipping out.
And
you
even have
Exactly.
the nerve to ask that question.
but it happens.
If you
It
are,
definitely happens.
if you're that
It
person,
happens.
what specifically that
You're going to charge me?
oh,
I don't think like that either, but
Like-
Yeah, but they feel like
I haven't been
like
in it-
what you said.
I haven't been in a gym that has mat fees. I've never gone someplace where they're like, oh, we have a mat fee.
Oh, I have.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's wrong. I haven't had a situation to have that conversation with anyone like, you're charging me for just like,
Yeah.
I've never,
If you don't know anybody,
not that I would say that, I would hear.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a business.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me for my services, I would say,
If
yeah,
you don't
here's
know
the
anybody,
cost.
you're a drop in. But if you're friends with Jim, yeah, just come in.
Come on in.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So
So
you're on
do
your
you
waiver.
charge for drop-ins?
Yeah, if you're like, hey, I'm on vacation, you're paying a drop in. If you're like, hey, I don't know anyone here, but I'm gonna check y'all out and I'm not local, yeah, you're gonna pay a drop in. If
Okay.
you live in my city and you've never trained at my gym, your first day's free.
Okay.
Come
All right.
try it out. But if you're like, yo, I live in New York, I'm on vacation for the weekend, hey, cool. If it's a Saturday, no big deal. But if you're like, I'm training this week, I'd like to train here.
Can I ask you,
Yeah.
now that I understand Maya and I went out to that Maya event, the Martial Arts Industry Association, did you always do that, or was that something that you
I
kind of
always
took from
had
them?
a drop in, but for a long period of time, I never had anyone that just like wandered in.
Yeah.
You know, most people were looking for a gym, so they fit that trial criteria, or they're friends with one of my guys, so they fit the trial criteria. I never, like, only in the last couple of years have I gotten like, I'm in town from New York. Can I train with you for a week?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing I learned when I went to New York, I called a friend of mine who's a black belt in his gym, and I was like, hey, man, I'm like 3 stops away. Can I come by? And he goes, my gym doesn't allow visitors.
Oh, wow.
Really?
No outside. And he's like, the fact you're a black belt, you definitely can't come.
What? Why?
Yeah.
Was that a joke?
Why?
No, that was the rule.
That a black belt couldn't come in and train?
No one that is not a member can train, especially if they're a black belt, which makes me feel very awkward for my buddy. Because that just kind of tells me
Really, the
they don't.
knowledge. I want
they
that.
don't like
give me knowledge.
believe-
I want to learn something from somebody that I don't never
Like,
trained with.
is the fear like, hey, I'm in Palm Beach, Florida. I'm up here in a whole nother section of.
I'm in here
country.
They don't want recruiters coming in, basically.
Maybe.
Probably, yeah.
But I mean, I live 900 miles away. I'm here for 4 days, and I'm trying to get a sweat on a Saturday.
I'll give a tip for anybody that does do drop-ins. Like, I have always, like, if I've traveled, it hasn't been a lot that I've traveled for jiu-jitsu, but if I've traveled outside of the state or I've gone someplace, especially, again, I've never paid a mat fee, I buy a t-shirt, buy one of their t-shirts,
Right.
I buy t-shirts everywhere I go anyway. So, but I may go out of my way to, like, I'm going to buy something, I'm going to support them, I'm going to wear it, I get to wear it on the podcast, but also, like, let me give you some. I know what it's like to own a business, and, you know, hey, if I just get to they move some inventory, that's like a plus for them, right? So, and then sometimes, you know, if you're in a situation where maybe it's like a seminar and like there's a bunch of people there, and then one guy buys a t-shirt and everybody else is like, oh, t-shirts, you know, like, and then it starts, you know, it's a domino effect, and then, you know, people will go beyond maybe what they paid for the seminar. That's what I've done. So, like, I've just had t-shirts from like all the places.
I had buddies who their drop-in fee was the cost of a t-shirt.
Yeah.
So like, hey, I'm doing a drop-in. Great, team shirt. Here you go.
Yeah.
That's cool too.
That's cool.
And they'll remember you. You know, be like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy, we didn't charge him. It was cool, you know, but he supported us,
Right.
you know, and he bought a shirt from us. So they'll always remember.
Yeah.
And like everywhere else, everybody always talks to everybody. You know, like, hey,
small
I'm
world,
gonna
we talk
go. I'm gonna go visit New York or whatever. You know, do you know where I can go train? Oh yeah, go check out my buddy. You know, tell them that person that that you know me and stuff. You know, and then like, oh yeah, I have this person coming over here to train. You know, they're really cool people. You know, so they will always remember. You know, one time I went to a drop-in class as well. It wasn't a drop-in class. It was more like an open mat, and you know, like I was invited. And then, like, I saw everybody leave, and the professor, the owner of the school, was there to clean the mats by himself. And I'm like, dude, nobody's helping out this man.
Wow.
So what I did is I was like, I'll help you out. I'll go ahead and spray, you know, and I'm here spraying, and everybody's just watching. I'm like, dude, you're not going to let this man just open up on a
his doors.
Sunday for all this bunch of people to come over here. And it was my first time dropping in that school. It was in Texas, too, so I didn't know
He will always
anybody.
remember you.
I hope
They will always remember you as the person that, oh yeah, I know she stuck around.
Yeah, so, you know, I was like, man, nobody's out here. I come from Florida, from Buyu school, you know, like.
I'm going to have to mop. I have never mopped the mats in this school in Coral Springs. Last night, somebody was saying something like, because the main instructor will always say, all right, white belts, blue belts, come on, in the mats, you know? And then one of our black belts, like there's one of our black belts that actually used to go to my old school as well, that came over to the school, and he's always like first to grab the mop. I'm very much like hiding in the corner going,
I don't mop, I don't mop, I spray. I only like to spray.
I like to
all
spray.
right, I got to mop next time.
My fighters do my mats. Like, one, they're the ones who stay the latest.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you get the most out of me, I get the most out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, again, you're going to always remember that. It's like when there's
I remember the ones who sit on the side and they're just like,
oh, that's me. That's me. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Look away.
Yeah.
Look away.
Gotta help out.
Don't make eye contact.
Let's talk about belt promotion. So last night, I had I think he listens to the podcast too, because he purposely came up to me and he says, hey man, he's a white belt. Recently, he's actually not new in the country. He's American, but he's lived overseas, came back, started his jiu-jitsu journey overseas, but came back, found our gym. He's really comfortable. But he says, hey man, you know, how could I, well, it's like, what's my fastest route to blue belt? Yeah, right. So I was just like, I'm like, oh, okay. So in the conversation, I'll say this now. At a point in the conversation, I'm like, first of all, like I don't own this gym, so I'm not giving you the belt promotion. So I'm glad you asked me. Don't ever ask the owners or the coaches. Don't ever ask them about a belt promotion. That's number one. He was kind of like surprised at that. But we had a good conversation. But it was like, he's like, what's my fastest path to getting to blue belt? And it started, I had to really think about like, okay, you know, there's gyms that do time on the mat. There are gyms that do like if you compete, you know, are you getting on the podium? Maybe you're not getting, you know, you might wait 3 years to go from blue to purple because he's waiting, you know, coach is waiting, he or she is waiting for you to get on, you know, top 3, right? So we had wind up having this long conversation about it. And I'm like, at the end of the conversation, I'm like, they really don't think about a path. Just be here, just show up. Be here. We can't, the coaches aren't like he was talking about, well, I go to this gym and I train and I've gone over here and I did no-gi there and I've done, and I'm like, that's all great, but the coaches aren't monitoring where everyone else is going. They're only going to see you here. So be here, you know, I'll say this and then I'll let you guys speak to that. People have heard me talk about this. I trained for 6 months and got my, in the 7th month, I got my blue belt. Mm-hmm. I was training 6 days a week. More than 2 hours a day, open mat on Saturday where we would go to another gym. So now think about the average person. I know my gym. Average person is training 2 or 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. And they're on you know, schools that do it by time. They're probably going to have to be, every school is different, but a year to 2 years at each belt. I think white to blue, I had always heard was like, maybe it was like the 1 year.
It's about a year and a half to 2.
But it's most gyms, I think, let's just call it like on average, we're going to be like 2 years. So I get my blue belt in the 7th month, but I also did new breed, 4 guys half my age and did double gold. Mm-hmm. And my coach was like, I'm going to give you your blue belt in December. And I was just like, hey, there's a new breed in January. Let me do that at white? And then, you know, promote me later. But I want to do at least one competition. It was my first competition.
He told you before you got your belt?
He was like, hey, we're doing a promotion. Oh. I'm going to, I knew, because very small schools, only a few of us, there's not many people to give a promotion. He's like, hey, you know, I'm going to be giving you your blue belt. And it was like right there, like November, December. So he tells me, and I'm like, hey, I want to do this competition. He's like, oh, you want to compete? We changed that way we trained, and I had to learn about points. But I do well, and then I get my blue belt in, I guess, later in January, wound up getting my blue belt. So I'm telling this kid that story, and I'm like, but think about it. How often do you train? Okay, you're training 3 days a week. Should you be on the 6-month plan? Should you be on a 1 year, 2 year? Like, you have to think about that, and that's what your coaches are thinking about. But they only know what you do in this gym, mm-hmm. and when they go to the competition with you, if you're going out there doing your own thing, they don't know that. And do that. You should still do that. My coach doesn't know that I'd also go home and watch like hours of YouTube videos. Like, that's right. We can only see what we do on the mat. So I explained to him my journey, but I go, that's not normal that you would get it that quickly. I think most of the time, it's at least 2 years per belt.
At least 2 years, I would say.
What's your experience? Krystle, we'll go to you. In your gym, purple belt, right? So you're not necessarily giving out promotions, but what is your school like policy? Is it more about individuals? Like, is it like, okay, it's December, everybody's getting a stripe and a belt? Or is it more like as it happens, it could be happening throughout the year? How do you guys do it?
It's a combination of a lot of things. It's consistency, how well you're picking up the technique, you know, how do you roll? It's a general thing that we look at, but you can't be coming in there once, you know, every so often and think you're just gonna get a. Which
there are people that think that.
You know, definitely. They watch YouTube videos and then come in and try to show or do what they see on YouTube. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You gotta be consistent. We gotta see your face. You can't bounce from gym to gym and then expect us to like know what you're doing. You know, you have to be consistent there.
Okay. Have you ever promoted? You don't own a gym, you said, but do you get involved with promotions or at least the conversations about promotions?
Conversation, yes, yeah. Every school, every professor has their own way of promoting. Some people might do it by how long you've been training, and by the attendance, they'll give you a stripe for mm-hmm. that, or sometimes the professors do like to watch you roll and see like, okay, now this person is ready. Or like, no, I'm going to give him a little bit longer because, I know he has a potential, but I've never heard someone get a belt like right away, like, just because you think
Like this 3-year, what is this Moneybird guy that got his black belt?
Exactly. But, you know,
I was watching Craig Jones and Mikey Musumeci did an interview with Demetrius Johnson.
Yes.
Did everybody see that?
Not yet.
We all probably have to get targeted by that. I watched like the first 10 minutes of it because then it was just kind of getting silly. But they were like really ragging on that guy.
Of course.
And I don't know if by the end of, I just watched, there was a 20-minute like clip where it cut it up.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch the whole thing. Does Mikey ever say how much he got paid from that guy?
I don't know.
Craig is really trying to find out how much did you get paid. He's like, well, first of all, I didn't give him his black belt. He's like, I trained him 3 different times. He had me come
how
out
much
3
did he
different
pay
times.
to wear that rash guard?
Yeah, and they went. So
He didn't answer the question.
he never answers it.
answered.
So you know it was like a boatload of money.
But his face got nice and red, though.
He might have signed an NDA.
Yeah, that as well. Yeah, that's true. But so back to what we're saying. I interrupted. I'm sorry. We're talking about
Promotions,
time,
the
promotions.
expediency of
Yeah,
getting,
okay.
like, your blue belt.
So
I would ask the person, like, hey, if they come up to me and ask me, hey, how long do you think I would take to get my blue belt? I'll be like,
6 more months now.
2 more years.
I'll be like,
I mean, that's the
I'll be like,
classic
what is-
Brazilian way, right? You ask, I just added time on, right?
I'll
Am
be
I-
like, what is your goal? What is your goal in jiu-jitsu? Why are you such a rush to get this belt?
Yeah.
Like, are you gonna become a world champ?
Well,
You wanna
because
be a
they
world
wanna get
you
that
do
blue
know
belt
when you
so they
put
can
the
quit,
blue belt
because they're gonna
on,
beat
you
up
get the
everyone.
blue belt powers, right?
Well, not really. Wait after
You know,
they get the blue
there are a
belt.
certain amount of powers that come at each belt, right? Isn't the powers in the belt, right? That's why you don't
Never
wash
wash
it.
your belt.
Ew.
Do you not wash your belt? Oh, that's a question later. Let's save
Never
that
wash your belt.
conversation.
Your belt has powers in it.
Wait, hold on. Do you see the back? I don't. It doesn't say belt specifically, but it says.
You can spray with Lysol.
But when you were giving the sponsor the shout out, you did mention about washing the gi,
obsessed.
and I'm like, yeah, and then you say belt, and I was like,
So you're the one. So
my belt is on the floor half of the time on the mat instead of around my waist.
spray
I
with some
do.
Lysol, air it out.
I let
do
it
that.
air out.
every belt I've ever had, I had 2 belts. So I just had 2 belts. I was never like attached to one
Sounds a
specific
little
belt.
OCD, if you ask me.
I just had 2 belts, and I would just switch them back and forth. And then sometimes I'd like one a little bit better, and then that would be the main one. But I'd always have a backup in my bag. So I always washed them. So I never cared. You know who actually, when we interviewed Wagner, I was interviewing Wagner in Miami. He's sitting right next to me. His wife is on the podcast as well. And I thought it was the most uncomfortable I've ever been on. The podcast was, the interview was great. Actually, it was like the week before all the shit came out about that whole thing that happened. And we interviewed him, we put out the podcast, and then the next week the whole thing with Tech Johnson happened, and it all comes out.
Published this earlier.
Yeah, like, I was just like, great, because I mean, it was such a great interview, and then like he gets in trouble and fried by the community for having that guy work there. So, but when I said I washed my belt, he was sitting here, and he just looks over at me and goes, he like looked me up and down. He was just like,
Ugh.
"You wash your belt."
Are you?
But
nerve.
it was the one time that somebody actually gave me a real answer other than like the powers in the belt and like, you know.
What was his answer?
His thing was, if you wash it, you're trying to be deceptive to your coach. You're trying to make it look like you train more than you do. And I was just like,
That's if you throw it in the dryer,
That
tied
was-
in knots. You know,
that was never a consideration for me. I never thought of that
I
from a
never would've
coach's
thought of that
perspective.
ever.
But also, all the gyms that I were at were small, so my coach knows when I'm on the mat. Until like the last few years of my old gym, we never had a check-in system. But I mean, I was there. There was a small group of people. I was just there, and he knew, and you know, they can see you rolling and doing their moves and drilling and helping people. So like, it was just a small group. I can see it when it's like 100+ students. Or you have hundreds of students, and then there's 50, 60 people on a mat at any given time. I get like, yeah, you're gonna. So now it's just like, okay, maybe we should have people check in so I can look back and be like, oh, look, they were really here 3 days a week all this time. But he looked at me, and I was just like, I never felt more uncomfortable because I was just like, wow, I just like in his eyes, I just went down like 10 notches. I was just like, oh my God. But that was the first time anybody ever gave me that's like a legit okay answer beyond, oh, you know, I have the blood and sweat of all of my opponents that I've defeated in my belts.
and rabies.
It's so
All my
ridiculous.
training
How do you
partners.
spray it with Lysol?
Or people
fine.
now I don't you started to say this. you said, "Oh, my belt's over there." Like people be like, "Well, why do I wash my belt?" It comes off as soon as I roll and I throw it over in the corner.
The floor.
It's on the mat. And there's still bad stuff on the floor.
Eat a piece of cake off the floor?
Yeah.
3-second rule.
Depends on the consistency.
Okay, is your belt there more than 3 seconds?
Do I have I don't have their sticker on here. When I get home now, I have a bag. I have a thing called a stinky bag. It's literally, that's the name of it.
I've
It's
got one
like
of those.
Stink, right?
Yeah, and you put.
They marketed towards nurse, right? You're a nurse, right? You're a nurse. They had marketed to nurses, and then like I think they came out before COVID, but when COVID came, like they were like heavy into like put your stuff in here and then just wash everything in the bag, right? It's like you can turn it inside out. It's a mesh bag. They gave us They gave us a whole bunch for our staff. In the beginning, like the podcast was like me and 5 training, but it was like this in the beginning. When I first did this, it was like 4 of my training partners would come and we would film together. And they gave it a bunch, and I still use mine. So I usually keep I'm usually doing gi. I keep my pants. I go home, but I put my jacket and my.
It's just
like
a giant mesh laundry bag.
And any like if I have like elbow pads or bicep, anything that I things that I use, I just throw it in the bag. I do take it out. I don't throw it in the bag because the gi top is too big. Like I want it to I want it to get washed. It's maybe like this. It could fit my whole gi. It fits my whole gi, my t-shirt, anything that I have now.
Mesh, like a comforter wash bag. It's the same thing, but it's as big as this table.
Yeah. So it fits my gi easily.
So, let's step this cleaning up a notch. Have you guys ever done a borax washing soda strip?
No.
What is that?
I'm going to do my first one this weekend. My buddy did one. He's been training 3 years.
I think Bruce has done it. Bruce, did you just say you do that? Yeah. What is that?
My buddy's been training 3 years. It's like a half cup of borax, a half cup of
what is the borax? The borax is like a really like high end like
it's
detergent.
Like industrial detergent.
Yeah, okay.
And in warm water, and you just let it soak until it's cold, and then you just go and wash your gi. Okay. My buddy's been training 3 years. He did it with 3 kimonos, and it looked like Swamp Thing.
Oh, like what
just
came out of it?
Dirt out.
Yeah,
it like sucks all the trash. And I'm thinking, some of my loaner gis in the gym, I've had for like 14 years and have never been stripped. They're washed, they're vinegar soaked. We've done the baking sodas.
It's like night at the museum in your gym.
That's when
you close, those gis are walking around by themselves.
Yeah, dude.
I've never heard that.
So I want to take like as much as I can fit in the bathtub of like my oldest stuff and just see what kind of monstrosity comes out of there. But then think about the fact that like, oh, it's clean, I'm washing it. And even like after a wash, if you do like a borax stripping, you're gonna find just like
the most I've done is like vinegar, like putting white vinegar in the
rinse
like
cycle.
when I put on like if like even t-shirts, sometimes like I wear a t-shirt to the gym and I wash it, and the second I start to sweat, I smell.
So
like
that's mildew,
right? Because it's
the borax stripping is supposed to be like when you use the vinegar, it kills it dies it down, but over a certain amount of time it builds up.
Sure.
So apparently the borax stripping makes it like, hey, this is brand new again.
That's when I either get rid of the the t-shirt, the gi, or again if I smell it.
Especially the rash guards after you wash those.
Yeah, like if
now that rash guards
if I'm smelling myself and I barely,
I'm not trying to throw this thing out that quickly.
If I barely have broken a sweat and I smell it, I'm like, all right, this is going. Like I have to add vinegar to this one, and usually that's worked, but I didn't know about that.
I just found out about it. I bought the stuff last week. I'm excited to try.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys use bleach like in your white on your white?
No,
not on a gi.
No, because like the first time I did that, it took the color away from the patches. The especially embroidery.
Yeah, especially if it's
usually embroidery. My patches, the patches that I used to have were like kind of like the ones that they put on judo at a company that would like cut them out, make them the shape of your logo. Cruise Combat out of California. They do like really nice those material type patches, not embroidered patches. So you can bleach
Alibaba.
So you could bleach it, but that's why I don't bleach my white gis, because then it just takes out all the color out of any of the thread that's like in the embroidery. And if you don't care
over time,
if I'm going to give away a gi, I try to do that.
Sometimes I use them, but very little.
What's that?
Bleach.
Bleach, yeah.
Yeah, not for the colored ones, of course, but for the
white ones. I had a coach that was just like, "Well, get the color safe bleach," but I just don't feel like it does the same to get out like this, like a smell. We had a talk. There were a couple of guys that just had like, again, newer guys, white and blue belt, don't realize it. Like like the gi smell, and like the coaches, like Jason and Eddie, like had to say something in the lineup, and I added in, if you're standing there going, oh, I don't smell anybody stinky gi, I'm like, you're the stinky
You're the
gi.
stinky person.
And it was like tongue in cheek, and it's supposed to be funny, but it's usually the truth.
Right.
It's like you're not smelling yourself. I'm super conscious of it. I'm very, very conscious of it. Like I have like,
could you not?
I'm the guy, like I shower before I go to the gym.
Right.
I'm like literally, I'm
Or if
just
you can,
showered in the morning, and then I'm going to shower
bit.
before I go to the gym. Like I will shower, especially like if I walk the dog during the day and I've gotten all sweaty, like I'm going to take a quick shower. I just don't want to be the stinky guy, but I'm conscious of the part. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's for the people that I'm rolling with. I want
training partners.
Yeah, I don't want to be like that.
I do it for myself. I don't want to be known as the stinky.
Yeah.
I will feel
Oh my God.
uncomfortable
Super uncomfortable.
to train
Yeah.
knowing that I probably smell.
Dude.
Like
Yeah.
I will, no, I couldn't.
Or if you can't get to a
Oh my
shower,
God.
you got baby wipes, mouthwash, deodorant.
Yeah.
Have a little pack.
use a
I-
rush rag,
Yeah,
rag.
exactly.
I brush my mouthpiece before I leave the house. So I brush my teeth, I brush my mouthpiece, and then I usually put
Every
it in
day?
before every
That's
training
impressive.
session. Because
awesome.
I also put it in like the little
Yeah.
case, and it's in my bag. So open that up after a day or two.
Yeah.
And that
I pop
usually
the
gonna
case,
smell a
I
little-
Fill it with peroxide. I let it soak for like
Yeah.
an hour. Dump it, Listerine. Let that soak overnight. Brush
brush
it in
it.
the morning.
you're doing more than me.
Yeah, but I don't do it every day.
I do it before I train. So I'm usually like one day on, one day off. So it's usually like jiu-jitsu, weight training, day off, mix in, so it's not, I mean, you're all day you're
Yeah.
doing, how many days a week is your gym open?
6.
All right. So I remember who's the, one of the guys that's part of the Dirty Dozen. Who's the guy that's like the funny guy that,
White on the sides. Kind of always talking shit.
Yeah. He was talking, it was funny because he was like,
Halter?
Chris Halter. Chris Halter. Chris
Yeah, yeah,
Howder.
yeah.
Chris Howder.
Yeah.
Chris Howder, I remember like I saw him on a video where he was just like, he was just grabbing like mouthpieces. He was cleaning them, but he was just like, oh, I have mouthpieces everywhere because I'm always losing them. So it was like, because he trains in his gym, so he had like a shelf there or something, and he was just like, okay, grabbing.
As long as
This is today's mouthpiece, But he had a whole bunch of them.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I'm super conscious of that.
The gym.
Right?
You're like sweeping or something, walking. You're like, oh
Or-
God.
Or the guy that gets tired and he'll take his mouthpiece out and he'll put it on the mat.
Yo.
And the next row, he'll put it right back in his mouth.
I put my mouthpiece
I've never
in.
seen that.
Oh, what?
I've never seen.
Oh.
I always
So-
think they either put it here.
I put
or-
it here.
It's kind of nasty too.
No.
How about the ear? You're sweaty.
No.
You've been rolling, and they put it here on the
Yeah.
ear,
It goes
and then put it back.
in your mouth and in the case,
That's it.
and that's it.
Yeah,
I
I seen
come
it on
in-
the mat. Oh, I'm.
If it falls out, we're putting our shoes on. We're walking to the bathroom.
Yeah.
We're using water.
You're saying all this, Ben.
my
I want to know if you really do this, though. I mean,
He's being
has your
decent.
mouthpiece ever fallen out of your mouth, or you
Never.
fell and then
never.
you just grab it and put it
never.
back in? No, yeah.
It's never fallen out of my mouth.
Yeah.
25 years. It's never fallen out of my mouth.
You
I
gotta knock on wood for that one.
I when I brush it, I usually put it in because like after a few minutes, it softens up a little bit. So
Yeah.
I'll put it in. If I'll try to like, I'm in an apartment, so I walk from the apartment and get in the elevator, go down to the car. But if I run into somebody, I usually try to like take it out and then I put it. But if I don't see anybody, I'm wearing it from the house to the gym, which is like a really short ride for me. So I'm wearing, but then I'll put it in here. And then what I do, I'm so anal with like cleanliness that I'll take it out before I get out of the car. I put it in when I go in the gym because now I'm about to shake hands with everybody.
Yes.
And I'm touching everybody, and I'm not. Then now I'm like, oh shit, I gotta put my mouthpiece in
Yeah.
after I've like shake hands and like hugging everybody. I'm like, because I know I'm clean. I know, but they're not. I don't know how clean they are.
Yep.
I'm like,
They're not. No.
Yeah, they're
You
definitely
guys
not clean.
wear mouthpiece?
I can't wear a mouthpiece.
I've never wore one.
No.
As a guy with 14 fake teeth, wear a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
the
okay, so
thing.
like
They're
for
so
jujitsu
uncomfortable to me.
specifically, like striking discipline, though, do you wear it when you roll when you're training jujitsu?
I wear a mouthpiece if I am going to be active in a class. Period. I wear a mouthpiece when I drill. I wear a mouthpiece when I hit the bag. Because also, like, when I was a competitor, I'm going to compete with a mouthpiece. I have to learn how to breathe around the mouthpiece. I have to be used to the mouthpiece. So
Yeah.
if I was on the mat, not coaching, mouthpiece in.
So I used a shock doctor mouthpiece called the Trash Talker. It's perfect for me. I'm not getting, I'm not going through strikes. It's just jujitsu, but it's small. So it's not like a full like boxing style mouth guard. So it allows me to talk. If I teach,
like a Invisalign
I'll keep it in. And it's not that small. There is another version like that, but I didn't like it because after you kind of like heat it up and then mold it, it's like a hard piece of plastic.
Yeah.
And I went to that one originally, and then I found the trash talker from Shock Doctor, and it's perfect because it stays in. I could leave it, and I could talk normally.
Okay.
It's not so big where it's all mumbled.
I have a huge
when
mouth.
Joe Rogan's interviewing someone at the end of the fight, and he's like, take the mouthpiece out, right? I could leave it in, and I can talk. Everyone, if I'm teaching a move. Sometimes I will take. If I haven't rolled with anybody, I will take it out and put it here, and then take it out and put it back.
How is your inner gi shoulder better than your ear?
I'm always wearing a rash guard, so the rash guard's tight.
But it's still
No. What did I just say though? If I haven't rolled with anybody,
Okay.
If I haven't rolled with if I've rolled, it's like you said, case to mouth to case. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
But the only time I put it here is if like we've warmed up. And now I'm teaching the first move, and I'm like out of breath a little bit. I'm going to probably take it out so that they can hear me a little better because being out of breath and then also having the mouthpiece.
Can you believe he's out of breath after one?
Oh, there's a half hour freaking. I mean, most of the schools that I was at, my schools have been like 15 minutes of warm ups, but
Okay.
Coral Springs is a good half hour of
I'm a big fan of
full,
that.
like we're doing everything. It's an hour and a half class. My old schools were all like almost just an hour.
What is
we're
the
an hour and a half
perfect class length? I think it's 90
Hour and a
minutes.
half.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Definitely hour and a half. I've had classes where it's just an hour.
Half hour warm up, half hour instruction, half hour of rolling.
Yeah. That's the ideal. The biggest bummer of being an MMA gym is I don't have enough time to do 90-minute classes.
But again,
There's so much overlap. Because we got boxing, then wrestling, we got jiu-jitsu, and I'm running 2 rooms.
Yeah.
So we're double stacking, so it's like an hour just makes life way easier.
Yeah,
Are you by yourself or like? do you
I have
help?
helpers.
Okay.
You know,
But
not
also,
as much with the adults.
the
more-
people who need it will be there more classes, right? And the people that are like, you see their dedication, they'll make time and make sure they come to the other classes, so they'll get it. But I do, again, going back to them, when you think about belt promotions, like, well, I'm doing an hour and a half. For 8 years I was doing 1 hour, but again, did open mats, trained a lot. But you think about the difference over time, over 2 years, a half hour for the average person, again, just to say training 3 days a week.
It's 30%.
That's an extra an hour and a half, right? That's one extra class that they do per week. Then figure that out versus the person that only comes once or
30% more
twice.
a year.
Should those people be getting like the belt at the same time because they've been there the same amount of like days, but not days on the mat?
I don't know.
That's where it comes in.
I don't know. I got mine in 6 months.
I do like if I owned a gym, I am a big fan of like the surprise promotion to like, especially when it's a standout student or when it's a black belt.
Right.
I did get my black belt with like 4 or 5 other people. And in my old school, we would do, what do they call it? A Shark Tank, right? So it was just like, all right, he put like the 5
One
people that were
after
getting
another
5 people on the mat. And then it was just like, go, like,
Like,
okay,
that's how I knew I was
stand in front of somebody, go, and like you don't stop, and it's just like we're all like the person you're staying there, like kind of like a king of the hill, but you're always the person getting
You're
promoted
always on the
is
hill.
there
Yeah.
for like 10-15 minutes at least, and we're just getting like
you're so
I
lucky.
never
getting racked.
knew when I was getting promoted. Buyu will never promote me on the bell ceremonies.
yeah.
It
See,
was
I like
always
that.
like a surprise, like in class time.
I think when it's a standout student or when it's a black belt, I know 2 students from my old school who got really sore that when they got promoted, they weren't like, they didn't even give a minute to like say something. And I had never thought of that, but one of them very specifically was just like when he left the school for injury and never came back. It's like, I'll never go back there after what he did to me. And I'm like, what did he do to you? Oh, he didn't let me speak at my black belt promotion. And I'm like, wow, I didn't realize like that was so serious. Like, so I do like that, like the individual promotion. And I don't think you're giving the blue belt like, a couple of minutes to
Just
thank
black.
his mom and everybody that helped him get here. But a black belt, it's 10 years, at least 10 years.
Less fun.
Give that
3.5
guy-
years.
I mean, what is your thought on that? I mean, you just got promoted and it's your school,
Right.
But if you promoted somebody a black belt, do you give him a minute? Do you give him like the floor?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's, their journey from, white to black, and, it's such a big deal. Their blood, sweat, and tears. So if they want to say something and take 5 minutes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's important.
did not come back. He's like, I don't like what he did to me. And when he said that, I was just like,
I'm not sure if that's a reason to
what did he
though.
do? I was like, what did he do? He didn't let me speak at my black belt promotion.
I think it's more than that.
Exactly. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's a reason.
Again,
to
there were
leave.
things
Maybe
going
that's
on.
like piled up.
If I would have heard that reason, I would have like, I don't know. Tell me the truth.
Right, exactly.
That's what he
Like,
told
did
me.
you try to go to the coach and say, hey, listen.
No, the coach wasn't that way. The coach very a narcissist and like one coach, one
Okay,
master.
so then there's another reason that
One
there's
master.
several other
Yeah, well,
reasons why
it does tie into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like nobody. If he saw me, maybe not me, but if he saw somebody teaching, like if you came up to me, or the purple belt comes up to me at the end of class and was just like, hey, how did you do that move? And I start showing you something, he'd come over and be like, no, hold on, and then like come in and then
like a dog pissing, basically.
There was no like. There is one voice here and there's one master.
It sounds like you just don't know who does it best.
He would have his son coach, his very skilled. He would have his son coach in his teens before he was 16, before he let somebody else coach. Because like he was training,
the family.
Son, homeschooled, trains all day. Very skilled in doing it, but he would let his son coach over any black belt coaching that wasn't an official coach there, which again was just like,
I mean, obviously his genetics are superior to everyone else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, that's multiple reasons why. I'm sure other people left. I have my reason for leaving. I know other people left, but it was a very, very odd. I didn't realize what was going on until I started to go to other gyms more.
Right.
It was like, oh, wow, like, oh, you get to talk here. You can like make a joke in the middle of the class. Right. Like, I love Coral Springs because like you can make a joke while the coach is showing a move and it's not like
disrespectful.
Yeah, the saying in my old, he's like, save it for Facebook. Like nobody, he didn't want you talking during rolling, and
what a horrible,
all I do is talk.
Like environment. That's gotta be so boring.
But you kind of don't know what you don't know. So like, I came from two schools. I went from one school to another. Like my first school was like really loosey goosey. I go to this other school, and then just like after a few, it's just like this is just the way it's supposed to be. Oh, it's like this is the way a more structured school is. Right. And I'm sure if I went to Gracie Baja, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, man! Everybody's in the same kid, and like, and it's different. I get that.
You'll compare anywhere that you go.
When you leave is when you can kind of like, you get the full, like let me take a step back and I can see everything and go, oh shit, this is very toxic. The fact that he doesn't want anybody to speak, there's narcissism involved in you. Very, very.
That's one of the things I take a lot of pride in. I have a number of students that have either left for college, moved, maybe were disgruntled, and have come back and gone, I've tested the waters elsewhere. My bad.
Yeah.
And you invite them back with open arms?
I mean, it depends on how they left. Most people, most people were just, a fadeaway, something minor. One or two guys were dickheads, and they can stay gone.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so listen, before we run out of time, let's do
the drill down.
Okay, so remember, these are the most popular questions. You can elaborate as much as you want. You can give a one-word answer, or you can elaborate. Feel free. So these are the most popular questions that we get when we put out the post. You guys all saw the post that we put out. Sorry, we misspelled your name on the first one. I caught it. I caught it after I tagged you. I'm like,
spell it with the C and not with the K?
No, we spelled it, but it was like Krystle, A-L instead of L-E, right? You Krystle.
Well, they put my name wrong, Cathy, with a K. Not on the flag.
No, not on mine. Okay.
And
I'm usually pretty good at that, but it was like, I missed that one.
I can put Cathy, but I was like, nah, let me not do that to them.
Cathy is like more like, it's usually, well, I guess like Krystle too, right? It could have been with the C, but it didn't. When I went to go tag you is when I was like, oh shit, we spelled it wrong. I'm like, but we need to put this out. Right, so we'll fix it on the we fixed it on the next one. Okay, so we'll go around the room. We'll start with you, Cathy. So your preference, gi or no gi?
Oh, definitely gi.
Yeah.
Yes.
Krystle?
Gi.
Gi?
As of lately, no gi.
No gi, really? What's changed?
I feel more comfortable now in the gym I'm in, the gym that we opened versus before.
What was uncomfortable before? People like
gawking eyes,
kipping pull-ups.
What? So what do you mean? Just like watching the moves, or watching you in your no gi kit?
Watching me in my no gi.
Really, really.
I feel the same.
Just like
in your spats,
I want to like no gi, like like I wear spats. That's where like I'm more comfortable, and just a few like wondering eyes here and there.
Gotcha.
So
yeah,
that's where we.
I love both,
like
but for me, it's right now like I'm loving.
I mean, I've. Would I date somebody in my gym, or would I date a female? Would I have a partner that trains jiu-jitsu? And I'd always like, of course, I wanted be with somebody with jiu-jitsu. But then again, as I got further into jiu-jitsu, I was just like, oh God, there's so many creepers. And like you might tell me this is bad.
The jiu-jitsu isn't the problem.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, oh, but I don't want her rolling with some, I know there's scumbags everywhere. And I know like the guys that were like the ones that are maybe a little handsy or just creepy. And I was just like, I'd rather not be with anybody in jiu-jitsu, or at least I don't want to watch you training. Like if you're in another gym, great, but that's my problem. Yeah. But I know because there are creepers that I'm like, oh God, I'm like, rolling with that guy. And then I don't want to like start to, I don't want to curate her roles and be like, oh, don't roll with him and don't roll with him. You know?
A real man.
I know a girl that she was training with us. She was a blue belt, amazing, talented. And her husband would like pop in and just be like watching and, you know.
Oh, you can't.
And eventually one day just didn't see her.
Yeah. That's
such a bummer.
It is.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, that's insight that like I kind of like I see it from the outside,
I can see
but
two sides, because if like I'm not in the sport and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like what are they doing? Like, you know, she's in between his legs, and I'm like, okay,
very intimate sport.
Like,
well, this is a very intimate sport.
So it's a very intimate sport, but we don't think about it because we're in it. You know?
Yeah, there's nothing sexy when there's sweat on someone's nose, and you're like, don't drip in my eye, don't drip in my eye.
Or the guy's on top of you, and there's a beard, and there's like sweat coming in.
Oh,
and you
no.
do anything about it.
And all you smell is like garlic and onions.
All right, I'm gonna add this question is not on this list. What's the most disgusting thing that's ever happened to you on the mat?
Oh, sweat in my eyes.
Sweat in the eyes?
Like I had a guy on top of me in mount, and there's nothing that I can do about it. I can see the sweat literally slowly, like right into my eyeball. Yeah.
How about you, Krystle?
Not me, but
Mike.
seeing somebody had sweat drop in their mouth.
Yeah, that's a bad one. Yeah.
I mean, it kind of depends on whose sweat it is. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah. Cathy?
You know, Dirty Johnny.
I think after 15 years and rolling with everybody and anybody, all of them must have happened.
Yeah.
The sweat in the eye, in the ear.
Oh, I've got one more.
In the mouth.
I've had poop on my gi.
Oh, no. That has never happened to me.
Did you tell that story? I think you told that story on the last podcast. Was it like a little kid pooped or something?
So I'm there like shrimping. I'm a white belt, I think, shrimping. And then this guy says, he goes, Mo, there's like shit on your gi. Sorry, can I say shit?
Yeah, you can. Well,
and I'm like, what do you mean shit?
Now we said it 4 times because you said 3 and I said it once.
I'm like smiling it. I'm like, oh shit.
5.
There's shit on my gi.
It's like a South Park episode.
Yeah.
There was all over my gi. So it was like the kid from the kids class, he had an accident and they didn't clean it up.
Oh, no.
And
I'm quitting. I'm
That's
quitting
disgusting.
right there.
That's the parents' fault.
at least it was gi, so I could at least take the top off.
Well, I mean, you know, if it was a 16-year-old and he pooped in his pants, it's one thing. But a little kid, you know,
he's
again,
like
like I had to
5 or
pee
6.
one.
It's definitely
Yeah.
way less offensive.
I mean, the parents took him, dropped him off. They didn't even clean his gi.
Well, did it happen during the class? When did it happen?
I think it happened during the class.
Oh, during. I thought
During
you
the
said
class. No, during the class, because our class was immediately right after. So we just got on the, start running and not paying attention to the mat, and then
that
bam.
kid,
Dude, and you
30
didn't
minutes
smell
of
it?
rolling.
I didn't smell it. Absolutely, I didn't smell it.
Open air.
All right, let's go to the next question so that we don't run out of time. So we'll start with Cathy. Takedown or pull guard?
Well,
your go-to?
lately, since I moved to Texas, I've been doing stand-up more. So I would say more like wrestling takedown.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal?
I would do takedown.
Yeah.
100% pulling guard.
Yeah. Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is that it, like?
It's the most amazing
So wait.
world.
So in no gi, is there a difference if you're doing no gi versus gi?
It's harder to pull
Takedown
guard.
and pull guard.
Definitely
harder to pull guard
No-gi,
in a no gi.
no-gi.
Imanari roll it.
I'm still pulling guard. I'm still pulling guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a guard puller.
I do
I'm not judging. I'm a
I do
guard
like
puller.
one takedown, but I still pull guard.
Yeah.
You got.
I'm a guard puller. I'm a guard puller.
Trying to get to your legs fast, so
Favorite submission?
leg locks.
Favorite submission?
Kimura. Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to?
Oh, favorite submission. I would say foot locks as well. Knee bars.
Yeah. Knee bars?
Knee bars and toe hold.
You're the one. Oh.
I got it.
What do you got?
Dirty move number 38. Do you know dirty move number 38?
No,
What
I
is
do
that?
not.
Okay. Think of same side knee over passing, but instead of going over the thigh, you just put it
Go over the
under
center?
the calf,
Oh.
and then you grab the blade of their foot and you pull start it like a lawnmower.
So they're like,
So it's like pin the shin, grab the foot, rip it off.
You gotta demonstrate that.
Oh.
Sure.
no, yeah, go
Demonstrate
ahead. Go ahead. We can put the cameras down.
That's fine.
We can turn the camera down. All Okay, so
Let's bring some practice for you.
I am my lockdown and north south choke is like my.
Oh yeah, you taught that. That was
So
amazing.
you're a decision guy.
Lockdown. What
You're
does
a
that
decision
mean?
guy.
What does that mean?
You go to points.
Oh, that's great. I love the lockdown. I'm gonna get with
He's doing the choke from north south.
I have an injury right now, but me and Joe, Shane, Pompano Joe is supposed to get together, and he's gonna like give me some of the little 10th Planet secrets on like the things that I don't know. My old coach was like that was his move, and then it became my move. So I love that. All right, music during rolling.
What kind?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, yes or no, and
Yes.
what's your go-to?
Rock.
Rock? Like what? Like who?
Something heavy.
Green
Like
Day.
Metallica or like 80s,
Is Green Day
like
considered
yacht rock?
Like Sheryl
What's that?
Crow.
No,
No.
Green Day.
Green Day. What'd you say? He's messing with you. Green. Like okay, so like
I don't think she's
90s.
rock.
There's
What-
a guitar.
Like so like like the 90s.
Something
All right.
upbeat. Yeah.
Okay. Do you? Do you-
Rap.
Yeah.
Sometimes I may have a little cursing or whatever. There's no kids.
Ooh, yeah. It's not
But-
academy safe. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No
I'm just
kids.
How about you? If you have control of what's going to play during a class, what's your go-to?
Definitely would be
Or-
90s rap or R&B.
Yeah.
R&B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not during a roll. Girl.
Nothing.
Oh, the funny thing.
Yeah.
When I used to live here in Miami and I used to train at Carlton in Miami, I had my own strength and conditioning program. So what happened was that's the type of music I would play while we were doing like lifting heavy. It would be like baby making music. That's what they would call it. So they're doing bench press going heavy and they're like listening to like Usher or somebody like Keith Sweat or something.
I love. It doesn't matter what it is for me, and it actually like informs my role. Like so, if it's more chill, my role is going to be a little bit more chill. I've literally like if. Every once in a while, somebody puts on like a Spotify playlist or whatever playlist, and then like it'll be like rock, and all of a sudden like Justin Bieber comes on or a love song comes on. But I love it because then I'm making fun of it,
Right.
or I'll sing in my partner's ear, if, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, my first coach used to always be like, this was my coach, not me. He would be like, he as a joke would say, like if he had somebody like in a rear naked choke, he'd whisper in their ear, he's like, I like your panties. Really love. And I was just like, what? And so then we all started to do that to each other. So it's like top down. Who said the top down coaches thing before, right? He made the joke, so then we like carried on that joke as inappropriate. It was all guys, but as inappropriate as it is, we'd always find.
If you want to
like
make
silly.
your partner feel bad, sing the song while you're rolling.
Oh yeah,
and just like make them
like
feel
this
dumb.
son of a bitch is making kicking my ass and singing.
Or
to
you're
me.
having a conversation with like someone else setting the choke in.
I've done a
struggling.
sale.
I think I feel like Bruce would do that. Bruce would be like beating up
Yeah.
some blue belt or purple belt and like talking to you across the room,
Yeah.
like, "Hey,
Yeah.
don't forget to do this later. We got to do this, right?" Is that you? Are you that guy?
100%.
I just feel like that would be him. Do you do that? Do you do that, Bruce? Yes. No, not at all. Okay.
It's like
Just a little.
unintentionally.
I think he's
demeaning,
lying.
And the other person's just like,
All right. Next question. What would you be doing if you had not found martial arts? Now you're a nurse. Are you an emergency nurse? I want to get your title.
Orthopedic, so it's perfect.
Orthopedic nurse.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You break
What would you
some
be doing?
racism.
You're doing something else, but if you hadn't found jiu-jitsu, do you feel like,
I've done martial arts all my life.
Sure.
So maybe some other form of martial arts, Muay Thai maybe.
Yeah. You'd definitely be
Boxing,
doing
I'd
something.
definitely do
Yeah.
martial
Yeah.
arts. Mhm.
How about you, Krystle?
Well,
Is it by like, did your husband bring you into it? Was your husband doing it first?
He definitely did.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know anything about martial arts whatsoever. So
Did you go in there literally kicking and screaming like, it's not for me? Like,
no, like
when I was married, I was like, she never wanted to do it. And then she found kickboxing on her own. But like the hitting the bag stuff, I call it like dance fight, like the I love kickboxing style stuff.
Yeah.
I would make fun of her and call it dance fighting.
No, I
Taibo.
trust him. Taibo.
Yeah.
Actually, I used to do Taibo.
You still have the VHS tapes, huh?
I do. But I trust him. So when he brought me in, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous, of course, and you
Yeah.
see the sweat and everything. And
Did you fight it? Did you fight it? Or was it take a long time
because
to?
I saw like other females there,
Yeah.
and so that made me comfortable enough to
Yeah.
do it. And then
So
I got
what would you be
inspired.
doing though if you hadn't found martial arts?
I mean, I did graphic design, so I'll
Okay.
probably do something in that field. And
Are you full time in the
I'm
business, in the family
full-time
business?
in
That's
martial
awesome.
arts. That's
See?
what it is. Take care of these kids.
There you go.
After school.
Damn kids.
Yeah.
How many kids are there?
At the school?
No, your own kids.
Oh,
I thought you meant when you said take care of these kids. I thought you meant your own.
well, those
Yeah.
damn kids.
Yeah.
But
Those are the bad ones?
Students, you know.
Yeah.
We have 4,
So
3
many
girls,
children.
1 boy, and then we have all these students.
Ben has 1 child and he's overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You have 2. If you have 2, that's like having 4. So.
No. My mom always told me, she goes, the first is a trick to get you to have the second, and then you will be repaid for the hell you put me through. And I was like, no second kid. That's the rule.
All right, Cathy, let's let you answer the question. What would you be doing if you hadn't found martial arts? Are you like full time in the martial arts world, or do you have like?
No,
is there a regular 9 to 5 job?
I have my
You've got a real career.
adulting life.
Adult life.
Jobs are
What do you do?
I work for an insurance company. I'm in healthcare.
Okay.
So I'm a case manager for Central Florida.
Do you feel like you would be doing something physical if you hadn't found like jiu-jitsu specifically, or had you ever done anything else?
And I never did martial arts before, but I was always active. I would go to the gym and stuff.
Sure.
And I would say, like, if jiu-jitsu was not part of my life, I would be doing CrossFit.
Okay.
That would be definitely. I'll be doing some physical type of thing.
So you guys, I'll throw this out to everybody. Are you guys like the type of people who like, when I first started, I was consuming YouTube videos, jiu-jitsu, like ridiculous, to a ridiculous amount that it affected my marriage. Put it that way. Like, it was just like, really? In bed, like shooting videos from my phone to the TV, like bad. Do you watch a lot of stuff? I know like you've got a very demanding job and schedule. Are you watching a lot of stuff?
Yeah, on my break and stuff, I'm always watching something. Fanatics and like the app, I'm always like watching, learning.
So like people do you work with are like, what is this that you do? Like, do they really understand what you do?
They don't.
They don't.
They always say, "Oh, did you do that wrestling thing again?"
Yeah.
I have to like, explain them like it's
rolling around.
Karate.
Yeah.
Karate.
You
I
do
have to,
karate.
like,
You get a lot of these when they
Oh
go,
my God. Oh, yeah.
jiu-jitsu, hiya.
like how's karate today? I'm
That
like, it's
drives
not
me nuts.
karate.
I will bite
Yeah.
your face.
Yeah, it's not karate.
Karate.
How about you guys? Are you guys like watching, like studying videos, buying instructionals and things like that?
No.
No?
No. Like,
You have enough at work?
yeah. I mean, occasionally if I'm on Instagram or whatever, something will pop up, and then maybe I'll kind of scroll a little bit and like, oh, let me save that. That's
Yeah.
really cool. But I'm not like
Obsessed?
searching it. And just,
I was obsessed. I'm not obsessed anymore. Now I'm kind of like, I've talked about this enough today. Let me find something to make me laugh.
When before starting jiu-jitsu, I was already around the jiu-jitsu world 2 years prior to that, due to my ex-husband. And at that time, I was going to nursing school because I wanted to be a nurse. Dude, I quit nursing school to train jiu-jitsu.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
And I'm like, jiu-jitsu does not
That is dedication
pay your
right
bills.
there.
Like,
That's what I want to hear.
What do you tell people? It's a lifestyle. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you just gotta live it.
They're like, do you own a school? Do you teach? I'm like, well, I consider myself like a substitute teacher. When
Right.
someone can teach, I'm there to help, you know? But full time, no. That's why I was like, I don't own a school or anything.
At white belt, I started my first martial arts t-shirt company. Like that's like partnering with the coach. Like I was in from the
dove in.
beginning. I was just like, everything became jiu-jitsu, MMA.
You get obsessed.
I think that's
You get obsessed.
Yeah.
I remember when I
And-
bought my first gi, I'm like, oh my God, telling everybody, like, who cares? I'm like, I bought my first gi.
Yeah. It's, you don't understand it until you do it.
You don't.
know? So, I mean, most people listening to it, they all have the same experience.
All those
they're jiu-jitsu
CrossFit
practitioners.
memes, the guys at the urinal, and just, I do CrossFit. It's the same.
Yeah.
100%.
It's the exact same. It's a cult.
So this was the last and the most important question. We talked about this before, but usually the one that we end on is, do you or do you not wash your jiu-jitsu belt? So
I do not wash my belt, but I Lysol it.
okay, that's good. I do Lysol, and we also had a sponsor that I still work with. We actually like built their website, so we host their website, and I talk to. So I use Neutral Zone. It's a spray. I don't want to compare it to another company because that would be doing him a disservice. But it's like, it's like these disinfectant soaps and sprays. And so I keep one in my bag, and there's one in the bathroom where I hang my belt, and it's just a spray. And it's supposed to, kill all the yuckies and the staph and all that stuff. So I spray it like that. And I actually, after class, I usually just spray it on my arms and my face, and I have a towel, and then I just wipe myself off before I get in the car and go home. Neutralzone.com. And it's perfect. Neutralzoneclean.com. And we used to have, I ran out of the wipes. We used to bring the wipes in here. And even though they do a good job of keeping the studio clean, I would just always take my wipes and clean the headset. It was our Neutral Zone Clean wipes. But
Yeah.
Did we say it before? Did you say you
Yeah.
wash or don't wash?
Sometimes I do, and sometimes
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So a guy came in one time and he was selling some like naturally cleaning thing.
Yeah.
And I put it in a bottle, and so sometimes I spray it with that.
Yeah. I think the Lysol, hang it, let it dry. But Cathy, you were saying before, you're the stinky one. Go ahead. Kathy was the stinky one on today's
Sorry, guys,
podcast.
My secret has been revealed.
Do you?
No, I don't.
No spray, no nothing?
I let it.
Oh.
Just let it.
Just
The natural sunlight kill
The vitamin D.
bacteria.
You have the
Vitamin D.
DNA of all of your opponents.
You know,
you can
and-
clone somebody from your belt.
You know, and let me knock on wood. I've never gotten staph infection. I've never gotten ringworm. None of
Yeah.
that stuff. So I know, you know.
I had a good staph infection once.
You have?
Yeah, I had it on, I think, on my arm.
I've never.
Have you? Because you're a
Unbelievable.
fighter.
Ugh.
Have you? No.
I've had ringworm 3 times.
That's it.
That's it.
In how many years you been training?
25.
And you
Around
the world.
Southeast Asia, Germany.
How
all
are some
over
of
the
those
US.
other places with like cleaning? Are they as like as anal as
when
I'm
I
talking
got
about
there,
being?
better. Like one of my old fighters from Bolivia, and we would do a 1-on-1, and I would clean the entire room. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Why do you clean so often?" He goes, "In Bolivia, we don't clean until the hairballs are like tumbleweed,
Oh
and then we get them out of the way." And I'm like,
Oh my God.
"What,
My old co-host Miguel calls it a mat meal when you get it in your mouth. A
bro,
mat meal.
bro?"
Check him out
I
at
would
Matt Moment.
Lose
Matt
my
Moment.
mind.
He's doing a funny channel on. He turned his Jiu Jitsu Dummies profile into something called Matt Moments.
Oh, I
Matt
follow
Moment.
him, yeah.
Yeah. He's funny. He had a very weird sense of humor, but he's funny. That's good. All right, I'm going to do a couple of shout outs and then we'll wrap it up. Actually, let me give you an opportunity to. We'll start here. We'll start with Monique. If you want, let's you're moving the gym. Tell everybody where you are. Give your Instagram handles, whatever information you want to give, and if you want to shout out anybody or say hello.
We're in Plantation. We're same location. We're moving to Suite 7, Ohana Jiu-Jitsu Academy on Instagram. We're going to be having our first class either next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. We're moving our mats this weekend. Super excited.
Very cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Did you say the Instagram handle already?
Yes.
Okay.
Ohana Jiu-Jitsu.
Go ahead, Krystle. Name of the school. Give out your Instagram handle if you want. Tell them where you are.
Spartan Martial Arts and Fitness.
In Coral
located
Springs?
in Lauderhill.
Lauderhill.
4753 North University Drive. Come in, check us out. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Now that TikTok's back,
Back?
Back.
Did it ever leave?
Remember?
Well, it's
Remember?
kind
It
of
was
going.
banned
and
for
it
like
didn't.
3 days.
Yeah, right.
a
Yeah.
blink, and then it came back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Instagram, like, do you? I'm like, for me, I'm like, I share my Instagram handle, but mostly the podcast. But is anybody doing like their BJJ personality Instagram aside from like the gym itself? Do you want to share your personal IG or no? You don't have to.
I mean, I don't know.
I've tagged you in
I'm
on mine.
boring anyway. But Krystle with a K, you can find me. Krystle KRY.
Literally, it says Krystle with a K, right?
Yeah.
It's just a,
with a K. Yeah.
Kathy, go ahead.
What was the question?
So no, just if you want to shout out anybody, your team, let everybody know where you train.
Well,
Instagram
so
handle.
if you're in the Miami area, you can go check out Carson Gracie Miami, home of the Ghost Squad team. Professor Buyu. Right now they have Professor Pita. If you're in Colorado, you can go check out Ghost Squad in Castle Rock, and also with my Professor Buyu. And then if you're in Texas, come and check out Saccone BJJ team. Really world champ professors and everything. So
Do you get to see Buyu?
when I travel,
How far is he? Are you closer to him than from Miami to Colorado? Right, you're in Texas.
From Miami,
Texas,
to,
you said. You're in
from
where-
Miami to Colorado is further. So yes, I am closer.
But you're in Texas.
I am in Texas.
Okay,
It's a 2.5-hour flight, right?
Where are you in Texas now?
Houston.
In Houston.
I'm in Houston,
How
Texas.
far is that from Austin? I don't even know.
From
Austin?
About
Austin?
2 hours.
About 2 hours. Because I'm just like that's becoming like
The
right
jiu-jitsu
the
mecca.
Mecca, right?
In Austin.
When I moved
Yeah,
to
if you
Texas,
Google like jiu-jitsu Austin, it's just like red dot, red dot, red dot.
I was like, man, in Texas they got so much jiu-jitsu and
Yeah.
tournaments
Really?
too. Like the IBJJ is all over Texas.
yeah, I
You
wouldn't.
know, now
I
they
wouldn't
do
mind.
no-gi pants there now.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What's
You
this
know.
weekend? Worlds is this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Worlds. Jason is there. Who?
Yeah.
Welcome to a new age in wellness, healing, and recovery. Leheal Biogenix is at the forefront of new and natural methods of treatment. Friendly staff will take you through the process comfortably and help you optimize your body, heal injuries, and recover from physical stress and traumas. From red light therapy, laser treatment, to peptides, and much more, Check out Leheal.com. Be your best. Get Leheal. Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers write when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
Jason gave you the gi?
Yes. Shout out to Jason.
For the gi.
Thank you for the gi.
Thanks for the gi.
All right, a couple of quick shout outs and then we're going to wrap it up, guys. So shout out to Leheal Optics. Ben doesn't have his glasses. You promised me that you would have your glasses.
They're in the car.
Every episode. But shout out to Leheal Optics. They're the go-to brand for sunglasses and apparel, featuring their unique bamboo sunglasses. Born in Southern California, their products embody the BJJ lifestyle that we all know and love. Visit lehealoptics.com and use code JJD for 10% off your order. They also support Academy Safe, so woohoo. BJJ box, we should be getting a box soon. I've got to reach out to Tony. You can check them out at thebjjbox.com and you get 20% off your first box with code JJD20. Right? They send like like a box quarterly. They send you a box of like maybe a t-shirt, recovery products, just usually about 7 different things. Yeah, right. Like a bespoke post is like one, right? You tell them what you like and they send you stuff. You get like 7, 8 different things. The last one we actually had our keychain in there for the podcast. He put a flyer in there for Academy Safe. So a huge supporter of Academy Safe as well. And then last but not least, don't let pain and injuries hold you back. Schedule your free in-person or telemedicine consultation today with Leheal.com. That's Leheal.com. Let them know that you heard about them on the podcast and you get 20% off your first treatment. And then if you want to check us out, if you don't already know who we are, go to Jiu-Jitsu Dummies on Instagram, or really at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies pretty much everywhere. YouTube is at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies Podcast. Our TikTok is add the podcast to the end as well. My personal IG is Uncle Milty BJJ. And I think that's it. Ben, you want to
I do.
wrap us up?
I have 2 major things. One, I am proud to announce that American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens is Florida's 3rd Academy Safe accredited facility.
1, 2, yes, it is.
Number 3 in the state. So that means we are the only one in Palm Beach County. So if you want to keep your kids in a martial arts program that is looking out for your best interests as well as your best training, check out American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens. You can find us at attpbg.com and attpbg on Instagram. If you are a fighter or jiu-jitsu player and you use athletic tape in any way, shape, or form in your life, the absolute best in athletic tape and tape support is fighttape.us. Go to fighttape.us, get yours now. Promo code JJD will save you 10%.
Hey, you finally set it up? We forgot about that last time.
I know.
Very cool. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for doing this. Thank you all for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
all
Yes,
very
definitely.
welcome to come back on whenever you want. You have something going on. You're, moving your gym, your classes, seminars. Let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you to Bruce for he was like our point man on putting this together. So thank you, Bruce, from Ohana Jiu-Jitsu as well. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening.
Thank you.
Peace,
guys.
love, Jiu-Jitsu. Whoosh.